Good evening, summoners, and welcome to the Cybergamer League of Legends coverage brought to you by Team Down TV, your number one source of Cybergamer action. The League of Legends tournament is sponsored by BenQ, M-Wave, and OCZ, and tonight we will be covering the Periwinklers versus, if I can even remember, my bad, Periwinklers versus the RiceWashers. That's right. So over on the blue side, we've got the Periwinklers. That's easy to remember because that's Periwinkle blue, and the RiceWashers over there on purple/red side. My name is Menace, and joining me tonight will be Shiggy. Say what up.
Yeah, how's it going, man? I'm excited to actually watch this game because they have played each other before, and if I believe correctly, the Periwinklers actually went up in their last game. But as that being said, RiceWashers are currently still ahead of them in the ladder, so this game should be interesting. Both teams not wanting to drop this as it's the first round of the finals. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. Welcome to finals week, guys. And for the next few weeks, Team Down TV will be bringing you all the coverage for the Cybergamer finals. This is Division 1. So this isn't the Pro League, but this is Division 1, the second one down for the Cybergamer Pro League. This is battle actually for second place, so both these teams are in second and third place, so should be a pretty good match tonight. And the bans are already out, and we've only got 5 bans, unfortunately. I think the Periwinklers there have missed a ban. So over there on Periwinklers, they've only got Misfortune and Hecarim banned out. Over there on RiceWashers, they've banned Draven, Rise, and Nasus. And Nasus is so strong right now, jungle and top lane, man. He's a pretty good choice for a ban, as well as Hecarim, but haven't really seen much Hecarim jungle lately.
Yeah, well, especially with that our last cast, we saw a lot of Jarvan instead of Hecarim in the jungle, but Nasus has been such a regular in the jungle recently with his early game presence, and that the Wither just makes it so easy for him to get into lane and just secure those easy kills. Also, that Heck ban I'm excited for because it leaves open that Jarvan, and Jarvan's such a strong early game jungler as well, so excited to see if he gets picked as well.
Yeah, actually he has been picked. I know you can't see the picks right now, so I'll quickly run through what has been picked already just for you, Shiggy. So Thresh has been picked up, Jarvan and Caitlyn over there for the Periwinklers, and on the RiceWashers they have got themselves Shen, Lux, Ezreal, and Lulu all locked in. So the last 2 picks coming out for the Periwinklers. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Misfortune actually was banned by them, so they couldn't do the old J4 Misfortune combo, a shred deal. They're going for Caitlyn ADC, and it looks like possible Jarvan jungle. Who knows? Could go top as well. Shen, though, being left wide open for the RiceWashers to pick him up, and he could also be jungler/top lane. So, you know, bit of mystery surrounding those picks, but good picks nonetheless. Jarvan strong early game, and Shen strong ultimate and split pushing power, especially if he gets himself teleport.
Well, I did have time to look up a few of these players, and RiceWashers, their top laner is quite strong at Shen from what I've seen. So should be interesting to see how he split pushes and controls those lanes as Shen would.
That is true. So tonight this is a best of 3 between the RiceWashers, like the tongue twist almost, and Periwinklers. So hopefully later on our newcaster Lord Fries will be jumping in and taking my position, and it'll be Shiggy and Lord Fries hopefully covering the next 2 games possibly, depending on how the best of 3 rolls out. So over on Periwinklers, they have actually picked up the last 2 champions, which are Zed and Elise. So you could have a multitude of different roles being played by different champions here. You could have Jarvan top, Zed mid, Elise jungle. You could have Elise mid, Zed top, Jarvan jungle. Those 3 champions could go in any of those 2 roles. So they could switch it up any way they really like. But I think what's solid for the Periwinklers right now is the locked-in Thresh and Caitlyn. They will be bot lane for sure. And over on RiceWashers, they have finally locked in their last champion. And I have actually heard from their top laner's brother that he likes to play unorthodox sort of champions in the top lane, and especially he likes Jax, which is the final pick for those guys. So I think you're going to see Jax Jax top lane and Shen jungle on that one. Lux mid, Ezreal, and Lulu down bot lane. You can probably reveal those summoners there. Cyanide, my cameraman, down behind the scenes, and it won't be long before you can join up the game as well.
Oh yeah,
So,
I'd just like to. Sorry about that.
no, you go, man.
I just like to also mention that that Zed getting picked up by We Need More Gold. He is a ridiculously good Zed jungler, so I feel that that Lux is going to really struggle in lane against that Zed. Going to need a lot of presence from their jungler nice and early.
Indeed, and well, they do have the right kind of jungler for it. J4 actually being played by Weddy, and it looks like he is the team's jungler. We do head into the delay time now, so you should be able to join up with us, mate. And for those of you just joining in, just tuning into the stream, this is Team Down TV's coverage of the Cyber Gamer Finals. Team Down TV, your number one source of cyber game action. Make sure you guys hit that follow button down below or subscribe, I think it is now. For you who were here last week, check out, we've got our stream running pretty sweet. We've finally got partnerships. So hopefully quality is improved for you viewing down here, and everybody in chat, show a bit of support for your team you like. Little Uber Giant there, one of the guys from UMart, he says, please more shields, RiceWashers. They've got 2 barriers. Are you in the game yet, Shiggy?
I am. They also do have the Lux shield and the Lulu shield as well as Shen, so they are going for a lot of survivability as well as the movement from Jack's also having that teleport with the Shen ult. So I'm interested to see how they use that in their team comp and early ganks.
True that. Yeah, man, I love it. I reckon there'll be an Iron of the Locket, yeah, Iron Locket of the Solari. That's the word I'm looking for. Coming out on Shen as well. So you're gonna have like 4 shields. It's gonna be so cool. And so you can see. Let's talk. We'll go through the teams, man. I'll run through the Periwinklers team really quick, and then I'll get you to run through the RiceWashers just after, if I can pronounce it. For those asking in chat, RiceWashers are actually purple side, or it will be red side once we jump into game. So up in top lane, we're going to have possibly Elise being played by Enigma. Down in mid lane there, we're going to have We Need More Gold playing Zed, possibly. Caveat in there. Down in bot lane, KWH has picked up Thresh. He will be supporting Caitlyn, being played by Shadowcats. And in the jungle, we're going to have Wetty on J4.
And on the RiceWashers side, we're going to have Jax being played up in top lane by, that's a name I'm not very good at pronouncing, Prestigium. Prestigium, sorry, that's my bad. In mid lane, we have Lux being played by Brave Flareon. Down bot lane as support, we have Lulu being played by Aligned, and she will be supporting a Ezreal being played by Inflicted, and in jungle we have a Shen. So both teams really interesting, depending on how they play. It's going to be sorry about it. Periwinklers did actually win the last game that they played, so they also are going to have a lot of confidence going into this game, as they have won 5 games in a row on the CG ladder, whereas RiceWashers have only currently won their last game. So momentum, I feel, is going to be in the Periwinklers side of things, but a lot of that early presence from RiceWashers could flip around the momentum really fast.
All right, talking about early presence, man, as we do head into our skin battle, what do you reckon about level 1 power? There's not really many big sort of level 1 changing abilities. You've got the Death Sentence on Thresh. You've got the Taunt by Shen. A bit of a slow by Lulu, and I guess Lux down there as well. But no real big level 1 plays. So you expecting a nice and defensive, quiet first part of the match, Shiggy, or do you reckon you're going to see someone go ham? You're seeing something I can't.
No, I mean, I'd have to agree with you there as well. Unless they decide to go out of their way to get their CC and play aggressive, I feel they're just going to ward up and protect their own blues. Or depending on whether Jarvan goes red first and tries to get that early gank. But I reckon, yeah, they're going to play a bit passive early and get their own buffs, and then maybe get a bit of early lane presence. But apart from that, I don't really see much early game invading, as it said, at the moment.
Yeah, I do agree. I think there's no real outstanding sort of level 1 power there. Jarvan probably going to go Smiteless Red, possibly Smiteless Blue, either one of those two, then straight for a gank up in maybe his top lane. I don't know. But so let's have a quick look at the skins now. I've got some nice skins there. Warring Kingdoms Jarvan, Arctic Warfare Caitlyn, Shockblade Zed, Death Blossom Elise over there for the Periwinklers. And the RiceWashers don't really have that much. Oh, they have four skins. Sorry, I said four skins. Dragon Trainer Lulu, Nottingham Ezreal, Steel Legion Lux, and Temple Jacks. I like the Steel Legion Lux. They fixed that because it was really buggy. Like you couldn't see it. Is that right, Shiggy?
Oh yeah, for a moment of time, the bind you couldn't actually see properly, but I'm pretty sure it's now been fixed so that it actually comes out and you can see it as it flies through the air. So hopefully there's no confusion with that in this game.
Yeah, that's a annoying bug. Like Blitzcrank's hook was pretty annoying as well. You could basically just hook and not see it coming. All right, everybody's loaded up. Nottingham Ezreal having a computer from freaking ages, an old computer, must be a toaster or a potato or something. But he's finally loaded up. So yeah, some gold borders there from season 2 and one diamond border from We Need More Gold. He will be, I reckon, mid lane. You called that, and I reckon he'll be mid lane as well. And Death Blossom Elite versus Jax. That matchup will be interesting indeed. Jack's not going to be able to really stack too much health against Elise because Elise's percentage damage will just whittle him down.
Yeah, that being said, I feel Jax is going to just have to play passively and farm until he gets to about level 6 or 7 and then actually really start putting on the pressure. Elise has to take advantage of her early game poke and try and push him out of lane to deny him that CS.
True that. What would this game be without our first pause? My apologies. They just need to do some settings. So there's no disconnections. That's good news for us. So you don't have to sit here listening to us talk crap the entire time. Won't be too long. So hopefully this will give us a sec to set up the panel down in the middle. And I guess we could always talk about, well, there's not really much to talk about. Internet cafes. So these guys are playing from internet cafes. You find that a lot. That you jump on internet cafe and all the settings are different, especially in tournaments. The tournament we covered on the weekend for you guys that
TT Esports.
That's the words.
Arena,
yep. Yeah, the arena one. That was a pretty good coverage. Thank you all who are watching now who joined us on the weekend, gave us your support. That was a really good tournament to cover. Saw some wicked games, didn't we, Shiggy?
Yeah, I was surprised that the final didn't go it wasn't as competitive as I thought it was going to be, that last match, but some really, really intense plays by IM and Yuma as well, playing really, really well in that tournament. So it was a good tournament, and I'm thankful for everyone else who came and supported us watching the TT Esports stream.
All right, we are heading into the game now. Pause has been finished up. So everybody picking up their first items, and I see straight away Zed getting himself an Elixir of Fortitude. So that will give him some cool sustain in lane and help out quite a bit. And let's talk about the two different carries builds there, and also Evening to Flamewells in chat, one of our other casters. He joined us on the weekend. So yeah, the two ADCs, man, look at their items.
Yeah, that being said, Ezreal probably going for more of the just laid back sort of farm. He is against that Caitlyn, so Caitlyn's going to have that range on him and try and get a lot of early poke on him, especially with that Thresh. He's going to have to watch out for the Thresh hook and can't afford to get caught by that. Lulu as well is going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto the Caitlyn, but I feel getting those few pots early up top lane is probably the way to go on that Ezreal, as he will be outranged by Caitlyn.
All right, all 5 members of the RiceWashers up in the top lane right now. They could be going pretty aggressive. There's wards coming out from the Periwinklers. They're going to get spotted. So this is an invade from the RiceWashers.
Well, we did see Lux. She did pick up her bind, so...
Yeah, so going pretty aggressive. Now all 5 members of Periwinklers also in the area looking to defend this blue buff. Lulu actually is going back. So is Ezreal by the looks of it. They seem to think that maybe they could just be trolling. Yeah, they do. They seem to think that they have this under control, as the RiceWashers do go a little bit aggressive. There is a ward down for blue, but nothing's going to happen. They're just sort of going back and forth. Jax is in around the area, but that could be dangerous for him right now.
Yeah, it is interesting because RiceWashers are now going to be late to their blue, so as you can see, Shen is... Actually, no, sorry, Shen was going to go red anyway, but...
Oh wow, Lux actually face-checking a brush here, taking a lot of damage from Zed. Zed drops out the ignite. She is half health now. She's got to walk away. She chugs a health pot. Will she get away from this one? A nice light mining there. Onto We Need More Gold, but that was a bad trade for Lux.
Yeah, I feel even with her start now, she's going to have to start chugging those pots because she is going to be behind, and especially with Zed's amazing amount of burst, and he has popped that elixir as well, so he'll be doing a lot of burst, so she's going to really, really have to play passively and just try and farm up. She won't be able to trade with him at all and has to watch out for him to jumping on her. Indeed.
Down bot lane, some interesting poke from both teams will be thrown out between Lulu and Caitlyn. They both have a good amount of poke, but the thresh hooks are huge. All right, Prestigium has jumped onto Enigma, doing a little bit of damage, just trying to do the harass. They're both trading fairly even right now. Thresh going very aggressive. He takes a fair bit of poke there down bot lane. But, you know, just trading back and forth, waiting to see who's going to get first blood.
Yeah, as you can see, Lux is just farming under a tower in the lane.
Oh, wow, and Thresh does actually flash out of that one. Ezreal gets first blood. Now Caitlyn is ignited. She drops out the barrier. She's taking a lot of damage. She gets slow from Lulu. Flashes over to the brush, but Inflicted throws out a nice Q and picks up the double kill.
It was really, really well played by that Ezreal and Lulu to pick up that double kill.
Yeah, Thresh going way too aggressive, man. He just sort of baited himself into a first blood, unfortunately. And Caitlyn was there trying to pick up something from the scraps, ended up dying as well. Everyone popping out the summoners, except for Ezreal, still got that barrier, so a bit of an advantage for them. He's actually, you know, he's going to be sitting on a bit of gold. Will he go back and he's just going to farm up?
Even going that longsword as well hasn't really put him behind by getting that Doran's Blade, so he's going to be really strong at this point of the game because he can do it straight into his Bloodthirster if he decides to go that way.
I think if you sort of figure it out, so if you go longsword, that is equivalent to the amount of attack damage that Doran's Blade has, and 2 health pots, so that's an extra 300 health with that plus 10 attack damage, but you do miss out on the flat 80 health you do gain from a Doran's Blade. So, you know, it's a sort of a trade that you have to make a decision on who you're laning with and how you're going to go. Ezreal felt he would be, you know, there's no real sustain for him with Lulu, although she has a shield, but, you know, there's no way of her regenerating him. So he's gone for the longsword and the health pots, whereas Caitlyn had gone straight for Doran's Blade. So, you know, I think that she should have maybe gone for a longsword. In that situation, I would have gone longsword as well. Depends on what she wants to build first, if she wants to go IE or Bloodthirster.
I personally do agree with the Doran's Blade on Caitlyn, as she does have that ranged poke. It was just unlucky that Thresh was playing too aggressive maybe when he should have played a bit more passively and let her harass Ezreal a bit more. Take advantage of that, make him use up those 2 pots so that he can't rely on those 2 pots to sustain him in lane.
Very true. Jack's going very aggressive here, but Shen is in the area. Will Enigma actually take down Prestigium? No, he doesn't. Ignite is ticking away. He's at the back of the tower. He chugs a health pot and a failed flash by Elise. That's kind of unfortunate for her. So a lot of action top, but no deaths.
Yeah, it was good by Shen, just being in the right positioning at the right time, knowing that Elise was going to play aggressive on Shen, not Shen, sorry, on Jax just before he gets to level 6, because that's when he's going to get his ulti up and be able to start jumping onto Elise. So she wanted that early kill on him to just try and help her sustain when he does get that ulti, but unfortunately she couldn't capitalize on it and Shen was up to save.
Alright, Jax has teleported top lane, gets a stun, nice onto Enigma. There he goes, he gets taunted from Shen. Shen is doing a lot of damage as well, surprisingly, and Enigma having to chug a pot, but Jarvan is in the area to try and do a counter gank. Is he going to get an EQ off? Oh, Prestigium jumps back onto Elise. Elise lands a nice stun on top of him. Both of them taking a lot of damage, actually, both of them at half health, but another engage with no deaths. That was some really good plays.
Yeah, just Jarvan coming up at the right time as well. Jax did end up wasting his teleport, so he's not going to have that up anytime soon. And Shen's still taying up top lane, wanting for that Elise to push.
Yeah, if Jax does get the stun, that could be the end of Enigma. Prolific there hanging out Shen, if he gets a taunt. There's a lot of minions actually around now. Would have been a good time to engage, but feels like it's too dangerous and decides to head back.
And we do have another pause. Maybe some problems with PCs or latency.
Just while we're on that pause, we need to give a big shout out, of course, to OCZ, BenQ, and M-Wave for being the sponsors this season for the Cybergamer Pro Leagues for League of Legends. So a big shout out to the sponsors there, of course, guys.
As always, yes, thank you guys for making all this possible. The first season in Australia's Cybergamer Pro League tournament should be a pretty awesome roundup of finals we'll have here. I didn't actually get to talk a little bit before about when we cast over the weekend UMart versus IM, and I feel that that could be a glimpse of the Pro League Grand Final. What do you reckon, Shiggy? It'll be UMart and IM?
Well, Drop Bears are still really strong as well, so I'm interested to see how they go against UMart on Sunday, actually, but I still feel UMart is such a strong team. I mean, I've got to witness them play countless times, and they have just shown how good they are every single time I've seen them, so I'm excited.
Well,
I do... Sorry, go ahead, Simon.
I was just going to say, one of the teams we did see on the weekend, which were came out of nowhere and they did make it through the grand final, were Poachers. And they were really, really good throughout the elimination bracket and everything else, but then they come up to Immunity, and things didn't go their way. Immunity too strong, but I tell you what, that Poachers team, I'd love to see them on CG next season. If anyone knows more about those guys, they should send them over.
One thing to describe that team, sorry Menace, is just synergy. I mean, Poachers just had such good team synergy, but then when they actually did come up against IM in the finals, it was just the experience that sort of let them down, and IM just sort of showed just as long as a team and just capitalized on how much more experienced they were.
Yeah, good point by Galaxy. I was actually going to mention it before, Shiggy. As good as Drop Bears have been playing in the last few months, they actually have lost three core members of Drop Bears. So roster changes could be devastating to Drop Bears right now. And I personally know two of the three players, and they were phenomenal players, man. They were really good guys. These things happen. People change teams. I don't think there's any bad blood between them and the Drop Bears. Hopefully, the Drop Bears League of Legends team can pick up the pieces and continue on with the strong synergy that they've had all this season. As we're finally back out of the pause, guys, we can start talking about this game between the RiceWashers and the Periwinklers. Periwinklers on the blue side, RiceWashers over there on the red. And so it's 2-0 in favour of the RiceWashers. Both kills actually going to Ezreal, so getting a nice and fed inflicted in bot lane.
Caitlyn doing really well to actually stay up in that CS after being killed that early on, and Ezreal now, as you can see, going back to capitalise on that 2-kill and having that 45 CS, so it's going to be interesting to see what his first item is.
He heads back, picks him up a BF sword and an Elixir of Fortitude. Lots of AD there. BF sword, man, plus 45 attack damage. It'll help him with the last hitting as well as harassing, especially with his Mystic Shot.
Yeah, well, he's going to be wanting to play really, really aggressive now in this game. As you can see, that Elixir, he's wanting to rather bait them out, get too aggressive, or just go straight in on them as he gets down back into lane. As he does that, have the advantage of that BF sword now.
Very true, but Thresh is almost level 6, and once Thresh hits level 6, I feel he gets a good jump in power. The box is a devastating ultimate. You can get your death sentence off, fly in, throw out the box, and do some more CC on top of that. And oh man, it's just a devastating move. It's so good in lane, in an even situation, can turn a team fight around, especially. Also, I'd like to point out in mid lane, Zed is doing rather well. He's harassed the crap out of Lux, man.
Yeah, that was always going to happen. Lux was always going to find it really difficult in that lane. I mean, Zed being that assassin is going to be able to just jump on and just burn that Lux out if she overextends at all. So she's going to have to try and farm under her tower constantly, which she's going to struggle doing.
And we need more gold. Trying to steal away the blue buff there from Shen. He actually ulties over the wall and separates himself. Will he get away from this one? There are 4 members of RiceWashers around Dragon. Zed could have been in trouble, but no, he gets away quite safely.
This bot lane, I feel Ezreal is going to go straight in and be really, really aggressive, as that Thresh is still level 5 and Lulu and Ezreal are both level 6, so going to be interesting to see whether he decides to play aggressive, pop that elixir and jump on them, but it looks like Caitlyn and Thresh are going to be just in case.
Indeed, they head back, maybe buy some items. Caitlyn has also picked up a BF sword, so she could be going for a Blade the Ruined King or a Bloodthirster. And he stays. Shen goes in, takes a bit of a harass as well as an ignite. I think that came from, yeah, it did come from Zed.
Just to have a look at the items at the moment, Luck's going back and picking up that chalice, so she's going to be wanting to use her abilities to farm under that tower so she can make sure she gets all that CS that she actually needs, because I don't feel she's going to be able to kill Zed anytime soon unless she gets a gank from a Shen or a Shen ulti onto her when she engages.
Yeah, she's not doing too well. She's actually picking up quite a few defensive items. The Chalice of Harmony with a bit of magic resist, kind of useless against Zed, but she is going for a Seeker's Arm Guard, which will build into a Zonya's Hourglass by getting those 2 cloth armors she has picked up there. I don't know, did she have those earlier on?
Not that I can recall.
Yeah, that's alright. I reckon if she did, she would have been better off going for a cloth armor, but... sorry, a Seeker's Arm Guard. You know, magic resist kind of a wasted stat in general, unless she comes up against Elise in top lane. And she's sort of, you know, she's not really... Well, she'd be going AP. She's going straight for a Haunting Guise. So I guess it isn't a wasted stat in the later game, but early on in this laning phase that she's still trying to cling on to, I don't think that it's, you know, it's going to help her too much. Alright, so everybody converging around this top lane here. Looks like Elise does get a stun onto Jax. Jax taking a lot of damage, does get knocked up. There's a Shen ultimate straight on top of him. The barrier... No, it's not a barrier, so Shen ultimate shielding quite a bit of damage. Jax is in a lot of trouble though. Zed could pick up the kill on him. He leaps over to Shen, and Elise does finally get the kill. Shen in a lot of trouble also though. Jarvan and Zed floating around. Wow, a nice light binding onto Zed. Zed is taking a lot of damage. Wow, that's an amazing final spark. Damaging both Jarvan and picking up the kill onto Zed. Now Jarvan and Elise in trouble. Going to have to back out of that one as Shen goes to do his golems.
Yeah, I'm surprised that when Elise repelled up then, she didn't repel straight onto Jax as he was running back through the turret, back into that the brush up the top, but she decided to repel back onto minions at the back and missing the kill and then bail from Jax, but then ending up picking it up anyway, which was lucky on her behalf.
Yeah, Brave Flareon, man, did a really nice light binding. Dat Lux, everybody's saying Dat Lux. That was a really good play, man. To pick up the kill on Zed, a much needed kill, might I add. It's definitely something she needed at this stage in the game.
Especially now that she'll be able to go back and buy her arm guard, which she really does need.
Yeah, true, but she also needs to get some ability power in there at some stage. She's gone fairly defensive. Hopefully, you know, these items will carry her through the fights, give her the survivability she needs to get off all the spells and really help out the team fights. People are going to be looking at dual Baron though, man. That's going to be the next point of contention, is definitely going towards that Baron, as we see Jarvan poking around bot, waiting for the creeps to come up, but there is a ward in that bottom brush. There we go, lanterns being thrown out. Will Jarvan be spotted? He has been spotted, I think. Ezreal and Lulu know what is going on. Up in top lane though, Jackson and Elise going out, gets the stun straight onto her. Jack's taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to bail from that one. Enigma doing huge amounts of damage.
Yeah, Elise, after having that Haunting Guard, she is just going to be able to get that edge on top of Jax at the moment, as she does have that 10 CS advantage and 1 kill advantage. So Jax is really having to watch out for her aggression and her power in this game at the moment.
Weddy could be in a bit of trouble here, possibly caught out by Lux and Shen, and just walks away from that one fairly unscathed. He's now heading around mid tower. They're both the junglers actually for both teams. poking around mid. Will we see any plays happen? I don't think so. But Jax is very low under his own tower, and Enigma is actually going to go on top of him. She's going to take a lot of damage from tower and just resets with the jump in the air. And he's going to have to back. Oh, we go a flash from Elise. Will she get the stun? No, the stun actually misses. And nice waste of summoners, I guess. So it's good for Jax.
Yeah, that slightly drift to the right did trick Elise there. So good play by Jax there, just to waste her, miss a few CS and waste her time chasing him back to B.
Yeah, that time that Jax actually has to spend going back could be the difference. You never know. Bot lane being shoved pretty hard. Jarvan picks up the mid tower though, and really picks that up quite easily.
Yeah, the turret was pretty much nearly dead anyway, so being able to easy take that one down, and now they can, as you can see, both teams now slowly working towards Dragon, so we're going to see a Dragon fight soon, if not an uncontested Dragon.
Alright, the RiceWashers are gathering around. There are no wards for the Periwinklers at this stage. There we go, they just chuck one in that brush there. Dragon falling fairly low. Are we going to see a try and smite steal? Nope, Shen does smite that one easily. And wow, Jarvan just getting out of range of that one. Everybody falling pretty low for the Periwinklers. They could be in trouble here. Enigma is in the middle of them and he falls down to Jax. Really nice play there from the RiceWashers.
Yeah, the RiceWashers knew that that Elise was still up top lane and Jax was down at Dragon at the time, so they did have that advantage over Dragon, and it was just unlucky that Kate and Thresh had both just bead from bot lane, so at the initial engagement on Dragon it was a 5v2, and then as they all came they just all got caught out because Dragon did go down and RiceWashers did have that position advantage.
Very true. So the first Dragon of the game going to RiceWashers. They've increased their lead a little bit. You know, even though it is 4-1, there's only a 500 gold lead in favour of RiceWashers. That mid turret, you know, keeping the difference between, you know, between the two teams.
Yeah, I mean, I must give credit to Zed as well. Zed CS is 50 above Lux at the moment.
Alright, top lane now. Jarvan actually pulls a nice Cataclysm onto Prestigium, but he has to flash out of that one, forcing the summoners away. Did a fair bit of damage. Elise was not quite in the area to help Jarvan out with that one. So Shen's ultimate is up. He is looking at possibly a gank top lane. It's going to be a 2v2, fairly even fight though. Prestigium, I don't think he knows that Jarvan's still around. A stun straight onto Elise. Elise taking a fair bit of damage now. Will she fall low? Ignite bursts out straight onto Jax. Both Elise and Jax falling very low, and Elise finally picks up the kill onto Jax. Shen eventually taking down Elise, still having that double buff. It's between Prolific and Weddy right now. Top lane Zed is in the area, and Prolific is going to have to stand around this top turret and defend.
I felt in that engage Elise did get a tiny bit greedy for that kill. I mean, she could have, I feel that kill was made either way.
Alright, Zed going ham straight on to Shen. He does get the ignite out, but the shields from his E as well as Lux's shield do save her. A nice light binding onto Zed, and Jarvan's not going to save the top turret though. That second turret falling for the Periwinklers.
Yeah, they've just got a lot of push at the moment, and they're just making sure that Lux is going to have to use her range to keep them off those turrets, but it's just not working at the moment as they're catching out those killing that Jax and then pushing those turrets is just keeping them in this, making sure that they don't get behind in gold, and which they actually are up 700 gold at the moment, so it's actually keeping them in this game.
Yeah, still very, very close here. You know, there's a few kills and a dragon in RiceWashers' favour, but they are still keeping up fairly well. Actually, they're in front in the gold lead. So I think Periwinkler's still got a good chance here, even though they didn't do too well early on. So let's have a quick look at the items for the ADCs right now. So we talked about both of them picking up a BF sword, and Ezreal's gone and built himself a Bloodthirster, and then I think that Caitlyn will be getting herself an IE.
Yeah, I think she just wants that early range damage and the crit that she'll get from that and the percentage. But Yeah, she's able to do that just because of her range as well. She should be able to easily trade with this Ezreal if she can stay at her range and just be able to kite him.
Yeah, the advantage of playing Caitlyn, that huge amount of range, is very good, especially early game, and getting the CS and a little bit of poke. Anyway, what else have we got? So Lux has actually picked up herself some Sork shoes. Still no real AP items, but I think she's going to be coming back pretty strong very soon. She is just farming around mid now. Zed going through the jungle, cleaning up Jarvan. Scraps pretty much as Jarvan is now top lane, getting a bit of CS. So they're just sort of swapping around. No real, no one's grouping up. No one's really team fighting just yet. Yeah, so still laning phase basically for bottom.
The real difference in this game at the moment is just the early game movement, as you can see from RiceWashers and having those early game kills, but Periwinklers really doing well at just staying in lane and getting that CS while the RiceWashers are constantly moving around. So I feel that the Periwinklers are going to scale into endgame a lot better, but it just depends just how RiceWashers at the moment use their movement and secure the dragons and Baron buffs.
That's right. Dragon will be not far away. I'm not sure if you got your little timer there, Shiggy, but yeah, I have a feeling that it will not be long away from respawning. The guys will be moving around, trying to ward up. Let's talk about the wards, though. There is pretty much no wards coming out from Thresh. He'd probably be chucking those down right now. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it's maybe 5 wards for RiceWashers that are actually going to be taken down by Jarvan, who's picked himself up in Oracles.
Yeah, well, Dragon is coming up in about 40 seconds, so they're going to be wanting to make sure they have vision of Dragon and deny vision to the RiceWashers, which you can see Jarvan doing at the moment.
Alright, we might be gearing up for a fight here as 4 members of each team are gathering around bot. I think they know that Dragon will be up soon, so whoever comes out on top of this team fight will pick up the Dragon and themselves a considerable lead. Zed is actually shoving mid down. So there we go, Dragon has spawned. My spider sensors have done me right this time. It'll be a matter of who can engage first. Cataclysm is up. Shen's ultimate is up. Ezreal's ultimate's up. Everybody is refreshed and ready to go. I don't think even any summoners are down at this stage. You could, got teleport by Jax. Jax is in mid lane shoving back from Zed, so he can teleport in at any time. Will we see them shove down this bottom turret, maybe try and pick that up and then head over to Dragon?
As you can see there as well, Shen just putting down that pink and denying Periwinkler's vision, but Oracle's from...
Alright, Shen actually goes in, gets a nice taunt onto Jarvan. An ultimate from Ezreal comes across and does a lot of damage on the Caitlyn and kills her. Now Lisa's in trouble right now. Wow, he actually leaps onto Ezreal, who flashed over the wall, so he landed over the wall. The Shen ultimate will save him from that one. Zed is in the middle now, and that's a double kill for Jax. Really nicely played by RiceWashers.
Yeah, I'd like to mention that Shen onto that Ezreal, saving Ezreal's life from that Elise was perfectly timed.
Thresh trying to steal away Dragon there, didn't actually happen. So I think that this is going to give RiceWashers a considerable lead right now. They're going to try and take down mid turret. There's no one really there to defend it. But yeah, at least she actually leapt onto Ezreal, who flashed back over the wall and found himself in a 1v1 situation with Elise. Luckily, Shen was on the ball and picked up what was happening. Even though Elise might have got a kill onto Ezreal, I don't think she would have got away. Jarvan mid lane trying to defend this one. He gets a light binding and takes a ton of damage from Ezreal as well as Shen. But this mid tower does eventually fall to the RiceWashers.
Jarvan as well doing really well tearing and just making sure he doesn't lose that Oracles, because that 400 gold, if he loses that now, is going to put him really far behind.
He does need to make most out of it, although... there's no more Dragon to fight. No one's going to be looking at Baron for quite some time, another 10 minutes at least. And everybody going to be looking at trying to push the towers down. Will we see RiceWashers group up and try and take some more towers? What do you reckon, Shiggy?
Well, I reckon at the moment they do have the advantage. So they're going to be able to take those turrets. All they have to do is make sure that if Elise stays top lane, they go and push bot lane or something, keep away and make sure they have the numbers in lane. And I feel if they do that and they just make sure they're pushing towers on a 4v5, then Periwinklers won't really be able to do anything to stop them.
Elise actually going very deep right now. Will we see any kind of answer? No, she's just going to back from that one. Ezreal's ultimate going up there, chugging past all the minions. So Lux actually picking up Athene's Holy Grail. Got herself a nice amount of AP right now and some cooldowns. Caitlyn picks up the bottom tower though. That's nice work there. Keeping everybody busy top and mid lane. Even though RiceWashers are ahead in, well, they're in gold only by 400 gold. They're ahead in kills by 6 kills. You can see the amount of pressure that Periwinklers are still applying around the map, man. They have got basically 3 lanes well pushed. They've got themselves 3 towers. So, you know, the team fights are saying one thing, but map control is saying something completely different.
Yeah, well, they are going to be losing those team fights, so they're just making sure at this moment that they get the advantages, get the turrets down, and make sure they keep that vision. Because if they get caught out at the wrong time, then they will lose another team fight.
Alright, all 5 members of the Periwinklers now are crowding around blue. A nice final spark from Lux does land onto Jarvan. Shen is falling very low right now. Will they be able to pick up a kill? And also Elise is very low. There we go. Nice pickup on Ezreal from Jarvan. Zed takes away the kill onto Shen. And will we see? There we go. A nice death sentence from Thresh. Picks up a kill onto Lulu, but Lux takes away Thresh in the end there. Jax is around the back there. Will we see him come through and clean up the scraps? There is a lot of people very low right now for the Periwinklers. There is 3-4 of them around that tri-brush. Caitlyn's got it warded like crazy. They know they're there. Jax has jumped over the wall. Will he pick up a kill? He's taken so much damage. He gets a stun off. He picks up a kill on a Zed, but Elise takes him down as well. Lux trying to get a little bit of poke in there and pick up the rest of the kills. Wow, man. That Elise is so low. Jarvan is fairly low. And a final spark across, hitting nobody.
Yeah, it was really good engagement by Periwinklers there. As they were getting blue buff, Periwinklers got to engage on a few of them while the rest was still trying to get that blue buff, and Lux trying to final spark just to get that blue buff. Didn't end up getting it, using the advantage of blue as well as the burst from Zed, being able to just knock off the AD carry, as well as the Lulu, to be able to push him down, and then Jack's coming back in trying to trade, get a few pickups late, but then not being able to, and only being able to secure one and dying himself.
That's right. Lots of wards though down in the red team's bottom jungle, so plenty of vision for the Periwinklers when they did engage, but that final spark from Lux was actually quite devastating. Took quite a few members low. Shen, he was pretty low early on in the fight. He went in balls deep and came out pretty bad. Jarvan is on ward patrol, man. He is out trying to clear as much as he can. He's got himself pink ward there that he has just dropped down, and he's also got himself a Locket of the Iron Solari, so that's not bad. He's doing fairly well. He's only got 1 kill, but he has got 5 assists and 0 deaths, so he'd be sitting on a reasonable amount of gold. What else we got? We got Sunfire Cape straight onto Shen. That will be very good for making him fairly tanky and getting right in amongst them and doing a fair bit of damage with that AoE passive of the Sunfire Cape.
I'm happy that Lux picked up the Locket of the Iron Solari as well, just to make her not really a very easily focused target in team fights. Getting her that sustain as well is going to make sure that if they even try to focus her, that the rest of their team will just chomp them down.
Sorry, you mean Lulu?
Lulu, sorry, not Lux, what I say. I meant to say Lulu, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. For those of you just joining us and asking in chat, my name is Menace. I am joined here by Shiggy. Later on, Lord Fries will be joining us for his first cast for Team Down TV, your #1 source of cybergamer action. This is the RiceWashers versus Periwinklers. Periwinklers on the blue side, RiceWashers over there on the red, and it is a close game so far. Light Mining actually landing onto 2 members of the Periwinklers. They're chasing Lux down though. Caitlyn's got the ace in the hole straight onto Ezreal, and Death Sentence actually misses there, so poke back and forth.
Yeah, it was really good by Ezreal there as well, but just being able to constantly did quite a lot of damage to them. Dragon's now up, but they did push them back, and they are probably going to secure this dragon. And then a team fight.
There we go, the first dragon of the game for the Periwinklers. A light binding come across, trying to steal that one. Unfortunately, that missed. It was a little bit too late. Thresh as well going in there. Zed is going very deep right now. He's alone. He gets hit by the light binding, and everybody's just going to sort of defend up here. Shen, though, over in that top lane, he is split pushing like a beast. He's doing what he does best, split pushing hard.
Yeah, this is really interesting. I mean, it is very, very close. We do have the kill deficit, but both teams in team fights at the moment now are just really strong. It just depends on whoever gets the better engage or whoever catches someone out overextending that's capitalizing and winning these team fights.
Very true. Jarvan, though, a really good sort of, I guess, assassinating type. You wouldn't call him assassin, I guess. But, you know, he's really good at catching someone out, isolating them from the team with his Cataclysm. And, yeah, people saying in chat, this is all over. Blue's going to win. It's such a close game. This is really anybody's game right now. We could get to a Baron fight, and it could go either way, I think. Ezreal is pushing down bot tower now, though.
The longer the game goes, the more I feel that Blue has the advantage. Because, I mean, they do have that Jarvan, and the movement from Shen, if he doesn't split push correctly, will backfire on them. So it just depends whether they can use their poke from that Ezreal and the Lux and keep at range and just chomp him down as much as they possibly can before they engage, or whether they actually go full in and get beaten themselves.
Alright, Lisa's poking around Blue again. I think Blue has already been taken by someone over on there. There we go, Jarvan flashes in. Doesn't quite get the EQ off. Will he get the Cataclysm and pick up anybody there? Shen gets a nice taunt across Lux. Actually, his light binding hits 3 members of Periwinklers. There goes the Cataclysm, taking everybody very low. The box comes out from Thresh. Who's going to die first? Shen takes out Jarvan. Jax takes out Thresh. And that's a really good team fight. Lux picks up the kill onto Elise. There we go. The RiceWashers showing their dominance in that team fight.
Well, that's what they needed as well. I mean, Jarvan there engaging at the wrong time.
Oh wow, Zed actually falls to Shed as well. A nice taunt there. That's almost an ace. Caitlyn is very low. She's doing Wraiths. What if she gets scored out here? We don't know. No, she's just going to head back, and they're going to get a second tier mid turret. Nice work by RiceWashers.
As I was saying before, Jarvan was trying to catch that Ezreal, Lulu, and Shen out, not realizing that Lux was over the wall, and the damage from Lux's ult and her a little bally. I'm sorry, I'm not 100% sure with that move, but the damage that she put out without being targeted was just ridiculous, and the movement that Ezreal used to to shift over his own wall back in their tier 3 turrets was really good as well, and knocked Elise out of being able to nuke him down. And we are going to see our first Baron, whether it be uncontested or not.
Not sure. I think there are wars around for RiceWashers, so they do know what's going on. Periwinkler's getting very advantageous here, trying to take away a sneaky Baron. We will see. Jax is actually nowhere near. He does have the teleport. There we go. Baron eventually does fall, but wow, Ezreal going in really deep. Zed got the kill onto him. Lux ulting herself. She takes a lot of damage. Cataclysm onto Lux. She is forced out. Lulu ulting herself there, and she did fall. That's a crazy team fight. This is back and forth.
Yeah, especially after losing that team fight that, about a minute ago. Going straight for that Baron was probably a smart thing, as the RiceWashers did go back in B. So they did get that Baron, and they did just change around the lead of this game, whether it only be by 200 gold.
Gold lead is so close still. Will they get themselves a 3rd tier turret? Shen's poking around the back. He's got double buff. Will he get a taunt onto more than one member? There we go. He picks up the taunt onto Jarvan. At least is going very low. The tower does fall, and the box from Thresh comes out. There we go. Thresh actually pick up a kill onto Jarvan, and Zed taking out the Shen. Only 3 members of the RiceWashers around at the moment, and an inhibitor does fall for the Periwinklers. Well done.
Yeah, they just had the positioning there as well. That Zed managed to get onto their the squishier sort of champions and didn't manage to nuke them down after they got that Baron, and then the overextended champions by the RiceWashers just got nuked down as well. So it was really, really hard for RiceWashers to take that. They did blow that Lux ult and the Ezreal ult to try and steal that Baron, but they just didn't have all 5 of them there at the time to be able to contend with it. So the Baron did quite easily go to the Jarvan Smite by the Periwinklers, and the RiceWashers just weren't able to team fight them with Baron.
That's right, Baron actually being the advantage there, which made a huge difference. As Condescend Gaming says, the old counter Baron, I think it was a really good move from Periwinklers to know exactly who was being, and I think they had wards around, so they saw that it was a good time to take advantage of that situation, go and get Baron, and they, it paid off. It was a good decision by whoever made the call, and everybody. Now for the RiceWashers down around Dragon, Thresh though, face checking a brush, gets picked up by Jarvan. He does get stunned, he flashes away. He could be in a lot of trouble here. He's fairly tanky though. I think he's got himself a Runic Bulwark. No, he's got himself Sorelias and a Locket. But there goes Dragon. Lulu actually taking that one away. A little bit of extra gold for her.
Yeah, both supports now having that Locket just makes them really, really, really tanky and not being able to be a real target in team fights. I mean, the team fight earlier where Jarvan tried to jump onto that Lulu to capitalize on that Runic Bulwark, actually just making her such a hard target for him to nuke down.
Yeah, as we see a Rabadon's Death Cap coming out onto Lux, she's going to be doing quite a bit of damage right now with the final spark. If she does land it though, that's the only issue. No real cooldown reduction for her, so she needs to be really careful about who and where she hits that final spark. And she's over there trying to take away blue buff, and she does for 4 members, and actually all 5 members. Sorry, Caitlyn is mid lane, so 4 members of the Periwinklers looking at pushing down this top lane, 2nd tier turret. Will we see any Caitlyn try and catch up with them, or is it going to be a free turret? Free turret for Periwinklers. That would have been a 4v5 fight. Did they go in? Caitlyn is quite out of position.
Yeah, I don't think they really had the vision, and they didn't really know where Caitlyn was at that time. So I think they just decided to play it safe and not engage as the tower was getting chomped down so fast.
Yeah, just showing how well the Periwinklers are taking advantage of these little situations where, like right now, they're going to go and try and take 2nd tier turret. Will this pay off for them though? There's quite a few people. Jax is actually beat, so I think they might actually get this one fairly free as well. There we go, light binding. Sorry, final spark from Lux actually hitting only Thresh. Shen is in the middle and the tower does fall. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Though up in the back line, Elise is trying to take out Lux. Lux is falling very low. Cataclysm straight onto Lux as well. Caitlyn picking up the kill onto Shen, though Jarvan does fall. Zed now picking up the kill onto Lux. It is a 4 versus 3. The ace in the hole coming out doesn't quite pick anybody up. Will they get this 3rd tier turret for bot lane? And I think they will pretty easily.
Yeah, they may even get the inhibitor as well. I mean, they are missing their Lux and their Shen, so or they're just going to back off and be a bit scared of that Jax at the moment as well. I mean, they do have super minions attacking their Nexus turret, so I personally feel they probably could have gotten that inhibitor and just been able to back away, but
just playing it safe at this stage. They don't want to keep their lead. They don't want to throw games. So, like you said, Jax is very dangerous right now. He could turn a team fight around if they do happen to leave him alone. He's doing quite a bit of damage, man. He's got himself a Trinity Force as well as a Hextech Gunblade, so he can do a fair amount of damage.
I'm actually having a look at the gold lead between mids at the moment as well, and that Zed does have a slightly above 3k gold lead over Lux, and that just having that 345 CS to Lux's 232 CS is just showing how big it is when he can just go in and just be able to nuke down whether it be Lux or Ezreal. It's just insane.
That's the advantages of having an assassin mid. You know, if they do get ahead, they can just assassinate anyone and make it a 4v5 within seconds. Doesn't take much at all. Alright, all 5 members of Periwinklers crowding around mid lane now. They want to take down this inhibitor in the mid lane. They're open inhibitor down bot lane as well, so they're probably going to try and take this one and then move transition through to bot. We'll just see what happens here. Shen just trying to defend against that super minion, and Caitlyn in the back, man, she's so far away, doing so much damage, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're not going to be able to engage on Periwinklers at the moment, especially with that Zed having that GA up. He's just gonna be really, really hard to take down. And if they do try and take him out, that GA will just get him back up, and he'll be able to nuke down the survivors.
Yeah, I think that Zed will be heading straight for that back line, happy to die, come back, and by then, hopefully someone will have taken out the rest of the team. As we see a pause coming out, everyone's saying that, you know, someone's downloading porn here. Jarvan is having a bit of a lag issue.
That's what it's all about. That's why we have high-speed internet, just for that sole reason. But just while we got this pause, let's not forget, guys, OCZ, BenQ, M-Wave, bringing you guys the Cybergamer League of Legends Pro Series action this season. So thanks to all of them for showing some support to Australian esports and Cybergamer.
Yeah, none of this would be possible without them, and we wouldn't be here covering this match, having fun that we are. The Division 1 of the Cybergamer League of Legends tournament. This is the RiceWashers versus the Periwinklers. My name is Menace. I'm joined here again by Shiggy. This is a best-of-3 match, so make sure you guys stick around after this one. I don't think it'll be too far away before this match actually has ended. We're hitting about the 40-minute mark now, and the RiceWashers are showing that they are definitely dominating the map by taking out this second inhibitor for those guys. And they'll be in a considerable lead right now, Shiggy.
Especially with Baron only being one to 2 minutes away. I mean, if they push this inhibitor, the RiceWashers are just going to be able to. They're not going to be able to contest the next Baron if they have super minions just knocking at their front door. So losing this inhibitor at this moment is going to really be one of their goals, to just try and keep it, make sure they don't lose it, because as soon as it goes down, Periwinklers may have this in the bag.
I'll tell you guys one place that they're absolutely dominating in. It's in the CS. If we have a look at this, we got Zed 348 opposed to Lux, who's 243. So that's over 100 difference just there.
Well, he's pushing over 100, almost 100 CS a minute. That is amazing play by Zed, man. He's got some good weight clear. All right, the Ghosts chasing down Jarvan and Thresh. They are slowed a little bit. Lux throws out a final spark, only hitting Thresh and Jarvan, not doing too much damage though. Will we see the second inhibitor picked up for the Periwinklers? Both teams just sort of poking around. Caitlyn in the back. There we go, nice light binding. Ultimate from Ezreal comes across, doing a fair bit of damage. Cataclysm straight onto Jax though. Jax is now in the back line trying to wreck down this Caitlyn, but he takes so much damage. The crits from Caitlyn are too huge. Zed is now in the RiceWashers back line, just tearing them up. And Jack's only one to fall there. Everyone else forced to back. Will this be the end of the game?
We're just losing that inhibitor as well. As I was saying before, they can now go back and get that Baron really being uncontested, as long as they don't die by that final spark by Lux, which Kate managed to just get away in time. But yeah, just now having super minions being pushed in mid and bot lane is just going to be really hard for them to be able to contend Baron, and they're going to make sure that they have to try and steal it at the right time, otherwise they may end up losing this game.
Very true. Baron will not be far away. Actually, he has respawned. So yeah, there's going to be wards coming out there, although there is super minions banging down top and bot lane. Should be, really easy for Periwinklers to pick up a Baron on that one. RiceWashers having their hands full trying to take out all those minions. Yeah, Caitlyn, man, in that last team fight, she only just got away, though, on a few health. Some nice peel from the boys to actually go back and help her out and get that Jax off her. Jax doing a good job, though, trying to come through and assassinate Lux. There you go, Jarvan's got himself a vision ward in the Baron pit. Will they attempt to start it, as all the RiceWashers know sort of what's going on? This could be the team fight that changes it. This could swing in the way of RiceWashers, if they do play this correctly, that is.
RiceWashers just want to extend the amount of time, Periwinklers want to extend the amount of time that RiceWashers are out of their bases. Super minions will be pushing both of those lanes, and the more it pushes, the more the RiceWashers are going to have to go back and defend their Nexus turrets, which will give this Baron to the Periwinklers.
Very true. It's just back and forth games right now between the two teams. Who is going to pick up the first kill? Who's going to engage first? They're trying to, Lulu, and they're trying to aggress Baron, so he does do a little bit of damage, trying to poke him down more and more. It's a stalemate right now. Jax's bot lane, he does have his teleport up though. He'll be able to teleport onto a ward there, as we do see now Jarvan has actually initiated the fight onto Baron. They made the call. Let's get this thing down. He's falling very quickly though. Periwinkler's going to pick up the second Baron of the game. Lux tried to get a sneaky final spark over across there and pick that up, but it didn't happen.
As you could see there as well, they did play that. They were poking in, taking out the wards and walking away and just wasting the time that the RiceWashers had. And Jax and Ezreal did end up having to go back to take care of those super minions. And as soon as they saw that there were only 3 people there to contest for that Baron, they decided to take it, which was really, really fantastic strategy by the Periwinklers there, making sure they used the advantage of having those 2 inhibitors down. And now they can probably just push the top inhibitor without much problem, as they do have that Baron buff.
Very true. It could be difficult though. I think they should maybe send one off maybe and get someone to push the other lanes. So they're fairly pushed right now. I guess if they keep all 5 members of the RiceWashers busy in this top tower, the minions are going to do the rest for them. Final spark comes across from Lux, not hitting any members of the Periwinklers, but taking away those minions. The wave clear is very good. Ace in the hole, going to fall straight onto Ezreal. He takes a bit of damage from that, but you know, it's just poke, poke, and poke. They're trying to keep them busy. Then we have Ezreal and Shen actually going back. Ezreal going back to buy, and Shen just trying to defend a little bit. It is stalemate right now.
Yeah, as you can see, they're just doing the same patient strategy. I mean, they will get this tower now.
There we go. Nice. Jax does jump into the middle of all 5 of them. A nice final spark across the top for Lux, but Jax taking a lot of damage. Ultimate out from Lulu. Wow, he's actually surviving really well right now. Is he going? He does. Shen gets a kill onto Caitlyn in the back. Jax just not dying, man. That's a really good play. At least picking up a kill over here on to Lux, but she's falling very low also. That's a really good fight, Jax, man. Jax surviving on bugger all health. Alright, Zed taking out that middle inhibitor once again. Shen and Jarvan top lane just dancing back and forth. And Cyanide giving away all the team fights in the chat.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, even they did end up going a 3-for-2 trade up in that top lane. They did get that tower down. Zed did end up taking middle inhibitor as well, and they do have super minions pushing their base. I mean, that Nexus turret's nearly on half health. And they do have 2 open inhibitors now as well, so although they did get the advantage in that team fight, there is really not much they can do. They don't really have much map control, and I feel that this Zed will probably go and get Dragon as well to increase their lead.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate though that they didn't come out as well on top as they did the old RiceWashers there. Jax did such a good play. As Zebin's saying, that was pro Jax and Lulu. I agree, man. There was some really good coordination by both those guys. Lulu seeing Jax in the back there, throwing the ultimate down. He was on a slither of health, just coming back. The bit of spell vamp, and I think there's a bit of lifesteal in there as well. No, sorry, just a spell vamp keeping him alive, as well as the the Lulu ultimate giving him so much more, extra 620 health. So that really kind of helps out.
Yeah, Jack's playing really, really well as well, making sure that when he does engage with that Shen. And then Shen also using his ulti at the right time as well, just prolonging the life of their Ezreal or Lux, depending on whoever is getting focused at the time.
Yep, alright, we've got another pause coming out. While we're here, we'll thank our sponsors, M-Wave, OCZ, and BenQ for sponsoring the tournament, the Cyber Gamer tournament. This is Team Down TV's coverage of the Cybergamer Pro League. My name is Mez. I'm joined here by Shiggy. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And should be a decent mic. I'm not sure who they're saying who needs to be set up. Cyanide, are they saying it's me or is it Shiggy having some mic?
Definitely Shiggy.
It would be me. It would definitely be me.
Yeah, just move your mic away, dude. It's really just too close, I think. Or possibly turn the gain down. I don't know. So yeah, thanks for the feedback though in chat, guys. We really do appreciate it. The only way we're going to improve really is if you guys do critique us, tell us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. We want to make the best experience for you guys to view, as you are the viewers. We do appreciate all kinds of criticism, except for obviously trolling. None of that stuff, please. All right, so we're out of the pause finally, and there's Lord Fries. Hopefully he'll be on TS soon. He says you've got a lovely voice, Shiggy.
Oh, thanks, Lord Fries, man. I appreciate that. Yes, as Menace was saying earlier, I mean, we do this to get the viewers, and we need to keep the viewers happy. So, whatever you guys want us to do, I mean, we'll try our best to get it done. Whether it be me go get a new mic or set my other mic up properly, I mean, I'll try to keep as many people happy as I can possibly keep.
Alright, Jarvan jumping in straight onto Shen top lane, not doing too much damage. Shen is very tanky right now. And Snowblind, yeah, typical troll. Get out of here, you troll. Snowblind's a friend of mine, if anyone doesn't know. He's just talking, trolling in chat. Alright, so light binding from Lux, actually only hitting a few members of the Periwinklers. They're looking at taking down this third inhibitor. This is such a stalemate game. RiceWashers doing a really good job of defending all of this. Light binding straight onto Jarvan. He's just gonna wear that one off as gets shielded by Thresher's Lantern there. They're moving across, gonna transition to bot, try and take out that third inhibitor again and make it impossible for the RiceWashers to actually defend this once again. But I think, it's just really hard right now for RiceWashers to come back. There's nothing they can do really unless they get a really good team fight off. There we go. Ezreal ultis across the top, and Elise does get polymorphed. The box coming out, and Jax is in the back line trying to take him out again, but Caitlyn picks up the kill onto him. Cataclysm over the back, locking in Jarvan. Jarvan can't get out. There we go, throws it down. Ezreal actually gets ulted by Lulu. Thresh in the middle of them right now, gets up nice. There we go, triple kill for Caitlyn. Really well done. Shen taking a lot of damage also. Caitlyn is completely left alone. Lux having to flash out of that one into her own well, and there's a Zhonya's to stop the ace in the hole. I think this is pretty much GG for the Periwinklers.
Yeah, I really don't think there's going to be much they could do. I mean, Ezreal, he did fire off his true shot barrage, but he managed to not hit as many people as he could at the time. I mean, he does get instant stacks from his bonus once he hits it, but he wanted to be doing as much damage as he possibly could, which was just unfortunate that he couldn't actually capitalize on getting that, as well as the final spark not hitting as many as it possibly could have.
There it is. There's the A.
Lulu, they're trying her best to take out Shadow Cat's the Caitlyn, but unfortunately not being able to.
Yeah, Caitlyn doing tons of damage there in the back. Everyone pretty much left her alone. Jax tried to go in and assassinate her, but it didn't happen. And first game goes to Periwinklers. So well played by them. They're actually behind, as you can see, 20 to 23 kills. Periwinklers were behind, so that was awesome game. So make sure you guys stick around. Lord Fries is going to be taking over my role. He's going to be covering covering game 2 of this best of 3 and possibly the third game depending on how late we go. This is the Cybergamer League Division 1 Finals brought to you by Team Down TV. My name is Mendes. I'm being co-casted by Shiggy right now. Make sure you guys stick around.
And we are back here, ladies and gentlemen. This time we have got Shiggy with us once again, and we just made a few changes to his microphone, and we want to introduce all you guys from Cybergamer who may have not caught him on the weekend. Lord Fries, welcome back, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and I'm proud to be here with Lord Fries, who shoutcasted really, really well on the weekend. Say good day, Lord Fries.
Hey guys, good to be with you. Can't wait to shoutcast this the next game. I was just watching the stream of the first game. It went really well and a lot of action, so looking forward to shoutcasting the second one with you.
Yeah, so as you can see on the blue side we do have RiceWashers, and on the purple or red side we will have Periwinklers. And the ban so far we've had RiceWashers banning out that Zed from We Need More Gold in the last game, who just really showed his dominance against that Lux and just making such good use of getting all that CS. So that was a very, very good ban. And we do see that Thresh being banned as well. So, well, Thresh from Periwinklers, sorry. So that's an interesting ban. First pick as well, as you can see, we're going back up to Shen, so we're going to see another Shen jungle from the RiceWashers, and we're going to see instantly get picked up by a Vayne. Actually, no, she's going for a Kate. It's just being hovered over at the moment. We do have that Jarvan getting locked in, so we're going to see another Jarvan and Shen jungle against each other. So depending on how they play this one out, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes this time, whether Jarvan does show his dominance or whether Shen can manage to pull this one back. Yeah, sorry about this, Lord Fries. Just gonna have to deal with us at the moment while you get in. We are seeing Janna being picked. We didn't see Janna in the last game, so it's going to be interesting to see whether she's played at support, where she's probably more viable, but I have seen her played in mid, and I have seen her played very well in mid, showing off her control that she has. We are seeing that Ezreal getting picked in as well, and getting supported by Alistair.
Yeah, Janna in the tournament we just casted, she did really well actually. We questioned the pick of her and actually thought she was going to provide low amounts of damage and didn't think we'd do well, but she actually proved us wrong. She provided heaps of CC for her team and a great utility, so we'll see whether she's able to be used this game as effectively as in the last.
Well, yeah, that being said, I mean, I did give Janna playing mid a lot of biff, because I personally didn't see how she was going to scale into endgame, as well as the Ryze I think she was up against in mid. I can't remember exactly who she was up against in mid, but she ended up doing really well, just perfect positionings of her tornadoes and ults and just changing the team fights around her, which was really, really strong. We do have Caitlyn getting picked up with Janna, and we are going to see that Elise top lane again, which is very, very strong. We have Brave Flareon hovering over that cannon, which we didn't see him play last game, but haven't seen Cannon mid played in a long time. I don't know whether he's going to lock in the Cannon mid, or maybe he'll go back to his Lux, as he is very comfortable with that Lux pick.
Cannon at the moment actually can get played top lane and also AD carry. We see Jim Jones for one of the professional teams playing AD carry Cannon and using it really effectively, but generally he is a top lane or a mid with his AP. But yeah, so it could possibly be an AP Ezreal in mid and Cannon AD carry. We never know, but I'd imagine it would be Ezreal AD carry with Cannon in mid or top.
Yeah, that is interesting to see. I mean, we now have a Kha'Zix also getting locked in, so it's going to be Cannon and Kha'Zix. Depending on where they go, they could both go top or mid, depending on who really wants to lane against this Elise, and depending on where we need more gold, what mid he decides to play.
Well, Cannon and Kha'Zix are both pretty good picks in terms of you can then choose who you go up against, whether they Cannon and Kha'Zix can both play mid and top. So just wait to see the last pick here. So as to see whether or not Cannon or Kha'Zix will be going mid. But what do you think at the moment, Chick?
I mean, I would love to see Kha'Zix mid because I know how dominant Kha'Zix is in mid, and we do have We Need More Gold hovering over that Lux. So I feel Kha'Zix would do really, really well against Lux, where Kennen might get outranged and zoned a bit from that Lux. And I feel Kennen might be able to sustain better against Elise in lane as well. What do you think about that, Lord Fries, if this Lux does get locked in, which Lux has just been locked in, so we are going to have a Lux mid by We Need More Gold.
Lux last game was used very effectively, I thought. She had some good light bindings and a great poke on her. So it would be interesting to see this game whether she's played just as well, because I felt that last game also she granted a lot of vision with her Q and was able to hit some really nice snares and catch a couple people out. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether she can be utilised this game as well.
Well, yeah, that being said, Lux is being played by the other team this time, so it really depends whether We Need More Gold is a slightly better Lux player than Brave Flareon was in his last game, but hopefully you should be able to see as they are getting into the extra 3 minutes, and they will be going into the game soon. Once you get in, we'll start talking about team comps as well. What team comp do you think at the moment is slightly better? You should be able to join in now, Lord Fries.
Oh, cool. Just bear with me, guys, while I join in on League of Legends. But team comp-wise, I'm a bit worried about the Shen. I'm looking at Jarvan, Caitlyn, Janna, Elise, Lux. They're going to need to find a way to deal with a split-pushing Shen if he chooses to do so later in the game. There's no teleport as such that I can see at the moment, so don't really know how they're going to be able to deal with that. So they're going to have to find a way. If they do find a way, then I think whether it be they force the 5v4 and force Shen to ult in, I think they might have. They've got a pretty nasty team comp in the end. Jarvan is at the moment so strong in being able to jump on the carries in mid and AD down bot lane as Ezreal. But Ezreal is a great pick against Jarvan as he's able to arcane shift out of Cataclysm. And Kennen as well. If too many people get caught in Cataclysm, a Kennen ult would be able to trap them and deal a lot of damage. But generally, with Caitlyn and Lux in your team and Janna, you're looking for that. You're looking for that back group poke. You're not looking to get in there as such as Jarvan. It's really going to be about Jarvan, Janna, and Elise protecting Caitlyn and Lux, and it's going to be up to Kha'Zix and Shen to dive in really and deal the damage to those two. Otherwise, the team fights are just going to tear them apart.
Well, yeah, that being said, I mean, Jarvan is known for being able to just change the map around him with his ult, so he's going to make it very, very hard for that Kennen and that Kha'Zix to be able to jump onto Lux and Kate and Janna. So especially with that the Janna ult as well, just in case if they actually do end up getting back to those champions, she can just alter them away. And it's interesting to see because, I mean, that Shen last game, he wasn't really used much for split pushing. He was more used for sort of initiating team fights with Jackson last game and then using his ult on Ezreal to save Ezreal's life. I feel maybe if he did split push a bit more, the game may have gone the other way, but that can't really be said now because the game's now finished. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he does change the way he plays the Shen or whether he stays the same and just still is initiating with maybe that Alistair this time, or whether Alistair's going to sit back and try and protect Ezreal while Shen engages.
That Alistair pick as well, I'd like to talk about that for a little bit, Shig. Alistair, he's not popular at the moment within professional play at least. He's getting left out a lot in support, but you do see him getting picked up this game. I think he's actually a really good pick for this team because if he's able to get to Caitlyn and get to Lux and CC them and knock them towards the team, I think he'll be a great pick. But it'll be interesting to see him because there's a lot of controversy over whether he's a weak support at the moment or whether he's a strong support. But I guess it comes up to the player really. So we're going to see this game whether or not he's able to use Alistair's skill set effectively, or whether he's going to get caught out a little bit and kind of just kited, if you will. So it'll be interesting to see the Ali. What do you think about the pick?
I personally feel Alistair's really, really going to struggle down in support. I mean, he is against a Caitlyn and a Janna. So he's going to struggle to be able to get those combos. I mean, that headbutt and that knockup in the pulverize, he's going to struggle to be able to land them with the range that they have. All Janna's going to really need to do is just make sure she wards the bushes so that Alistair can't get the advantage on them. And I feel also that Janna's just going to be able to poke that Ezreal for days. Caitlyn and Janna are going to be able to poke Ezreal for days. So we may see the same start that we saw last time with Caitlyn going that Doran's Blade and Ezreal maybe going for the longsword and the 2 pots just to be able to sustain in lane. I mean, he does have that Alistair and the Alistair heal, so he may go the Doran's Blade as well. It's going to be interesting to see what they all start with.
It's really good, Alistair's flexibility as well. He can be played offensively or defensively, depending on how the lane's going. I'd imagine against a Caitlyn and a Janna with such heavy poke, and everyone knows Caitlyn's range in lane. She's such a strong laner. I'd imagine possibly Alistair, if he wanted to, leveling that heal is really effective on Alistair. Around level 90 maxes his heal, and for the mana cost and actually how much heal he's putting out, it's very efficient, and it's actually quite a strong sustain skill to have down bot lane. So it'll be interesting to see whether he plays more aggressive and is able to get onto that K and Janna and maybe max the Q or the W instead. But if he chooses to be defensive, Alistair is one of the few that can put out such a really efficient heal with such a low cooldown as well.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, we're gonna be seeing a lot of ranged poke. So Caitlyn may even be able to poke from under that tower as well. So it's gonna be all about the positioning of that Alistair. And I feel early game they're gonna need a lot of ganks from Shen to come down and help them out. I'm just gonna quickly run through the red side's team, which is the Periwinklers, and that is in mid lane. We need more gold on Lux. Up top lane we have Enigma on Elise. Down bot lane we have Caitlyn as the AD carry, and she's being played by Shadowcats, getting supported by KWH on Janna, and in the jungle we're gonna have Wetty. Can you just run through the RiceWashers team for me, please, Lord Rice?
Sorry, Shiggy, give me 2 seconds. Can you please do that? I'm actually just trying to get into the game at the moment on my League of Legends. Sorry, so bear with me for a couple minutes.
All right, man. On the RiceWashers side, we're gonna have Brave Flareon going solo bot lane against a Janna and an Ezreal. So they're going to be doing a lane split and having the AD carry and support in mid against that Lux, and putting that Kennen down bot and putting the Kha'Zix up top against that Elise. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. We do have Alistair getting scouted out up top lane, so he won't be doing much early on. And Alistair did get blue buff. So Shen not getting that first blue buff, so he's going to be not doing too much at this moment.
It's really interesting, actually.
I mean, Shen did pick up that red buff earlier, like straight away as well. So just Alistair roaming around a lot at the moment as well. Not really going to be able to do much because they do have that ward coverage down bot lane. So Kennen's just going to have to back off, and we may see an AD Kennen here. Although he does have that 20 AP, but we do have Alistair supporting Kennen, so we may be seeing an AD Kennen because Ezreal has gone mid against this Lux, and it seems to be doing really, really well as well.
Ezreal in mid as AP or even AD, I have seen a fair few double AD comps actually recently in terms of Ezreal AD mid and Kennen AD mid. Up top lane or bot lane. It's quite strong. It will be interesting to see whether Ezreal does. He's getting a lot of poke onto Lux at the moment, so she's going down to a bit of low health. And she doesn't have any health pots as well, so she's gonna have to play a little bit careful. Make sure Ezreal can't get to level 3, get that arcane shift, and possibly go in for the kill there. He's not running Ignite at the moment, so he's running Barrier, so his kill potential is a bit lower. But yeah, so Kennen AD bot lane at the moment. Kennen AD very strong. I've seen hardly any weaknesses in Kennen. I found his flexibility with getting away with that lightning rush is quite strong for potential ganks, and his scaling on his AD is actually quite decent. So that'll be really interesting to see how that goes bot lane.
Ezreal just being really strong in mid lane at the moment as well. We did see Ezreal nearly poke down that Lux and make that Lux spear, and then nearly get capitalized on getting a kill on J4 in mid. So I don't know how this Lux is going to sustain in lane against Ezreal, as he is constantly bullying her out of lane and already has a 12 CS lead. Down bot lane we have Kennen doing quite a lot of poke onto Janna. And up top lane we have Elise just really bullying this Kha'Zix.
Elise is such a strong laner at the moment, as well up top lane, and especially against Kha'Zix. Sometimes Elise finds herself getting out bullied a little bit by more tankier bruisers, but Kha'Zix being that squishier type bruiser slash assassin, we'll see Elise be a fair bit of a bully, but Kha'Zix actually has quite a lot of kill potential once he gets to a few of those higher levels. And we got Alistair going in here, beautiful poke up by him. We've got Shen coming in as well, the dash, Jun dropping to very low health. Will she fall? No. So Caitlyn getting some more pokes onto Kennen. So good work there by Janna being able to live, and now chomping down that health bot to regen some health.
Yeah, they didn't have any vision there on that ward, in that lake. Sorry, Janna's ward just running out, and Shen being able to just walk down into bot lane. Alistair connecting that headbutt and pulverize, knocking up that Janna, but Janna just flashing out to get away. Up top we have Elise being, so Kha'Zix actually being as well to get his tears so he can just constantly harass.
We got Jarvan going in on Kennen there, just doing a bit of damage, but as I said, Kennen's lightning rush is able to get out of that pretty quickly, and he'll just eat a health pot and get up. And we got Shen taunting in onto Lux. We got the Ezreal coming through as well. We got the Ezreal Q hitting Lux. Will she drop? Yes, the beautiful work by Lux there, but Shen picks up the kill. So great work there by Shen and Ezreal. And Ezreal just getting away with the Ignite ticking on him, but will leave him with the tiniest bit of health. So great work there in first blood to Shen.
Yeah, that was unlucky for Lux there. Ezreal did end up walking away with just over 40 HP there, so Lux just finding it unlucky and just hitting level 6 as well.
It's actually a bit of a clutch move by Shen there, as he threw the old daggers and just picked up the Lux before she was able to get off that spark to kill Ezreal. So great work there by Shen.
Yeah, Shen last game as well was played so strong, just turning into that real tank that we all know Shen can be. So yeah, I'm just depending whether endgame here decides to be that sort of initiate sort of tank, or whether he will go for the split push and the movement that he has, capitalize more on that. And at least up top lane, just comboing onto that Kha'Zix, but Kha'Zix just getting away.
We do have Ali coming in behind. At least they're forcing the flash. So great work there by Alistair. He's starting to roam a little bit actually. So really utilising Ali there and his skill set. So great work by him there, forcing that flash out, which will now give Shen and Kha'Zix the chance to get in on that Elise up top lane if they do. For the next 3 minutes, take advantage of that.
Well, I love what they've done here. They've realized Kennen can easily solo a lane against 2 people. So what they've done is they've picked another semi jungler who has those really good lane potential and lane ganks, and he's just allowing him to roam at the moment while Kennen is in that 2v1 lane, which is just such a strong idea. And I mean, if Alistair manages not to fall behind, then I feel this will work out for them. But it could also fall back, as he may fall behind.
We have good work, but we actually got Alistair going in here. We've got the Shen ult coming down onto her, and now we've got Shen in the mix here. Alistair picking up the kill onto Janna, and Caitlyn dropping as well very quickly, and actually the barrier popped as well, but Alistair will pick up the kill. So double kill there for Ali. Unfortunately, the kill's going to him instead of Shen or Kennen, but beautiful work there by Shen, ulting in, making it that 3-on-2, and now really pushing out that lead to just over 1,000 now, and giving Kennen and Ali that little bit of advantage down bot lane.
Well, yeah, we do see that Kennen picking up that amplifying tomb, so he may end up being AP, but that damage from his ult was just so much damage that it just melted away that Janna, and Caitlyn really couldn't do much after Janna was gone. I mean, they had that Shen and that Alistair down there.
Now we do have the dive coming in here early, realising he's getting to low health, Jarvan cataclysming onto him. Unfortunately, Shen and Kennen couldn't get inside the cataclysm, so Jarvan doing great work there to pick up the kill onto Alistair, so really well played by him. As I said, we hadn't seen much of him and his presence in comparison to Shen, but there we go, just down bot lane, picking up not only the protection of bot tower, but also picking up a kill onto Alistair, so good work by Jarvan.
Yeah, that was a really nice timed ult by Jarvan there. Picking up that kill, keeping them from not getting too far behind. I mean, they are now a 1k gold lead behind, and I feel you're going to start seeing Dragon Wards go up and getting that Dragon. I mean, Jarvan is hovering around Dragon now, putting down that pink, making sure they don't really have the vision around Dragon, so we're going to start seeing players slowly drift over to Dragon.
And we've got Elise and Kha'Zix here poking in on each other, just doing a bit more damage. Elise just chugging that pot to catch up that health. Now we do have a lot of pressure down onto bot turret. Caitlyn just DPSing the turret down, won't push it anymore. We'll just collect that CS and back away now. So good work there by Janna and Caitlyn. Now we do have Elise going in, Kha'Zix going in as well, onto Elise. Elise the repel up, comes onto Alistair, is going to try and bail. The pulverize coming in, and the headbutt from Alistair, and unfortunately Alistair picking up the kill onto Elise as well. So Alistair and Kha'Zix getting the kill, but unfortunately the kill going to Alistair again. So now he's a fed Alistair, if you will. And now we do have the ult coming out from Lux onto Shen and onto Ezreal, except for they will just get melted. And Kennen coming in now from the bot lane, putting DPS onto Janna, damaging Caitlyn as well. Will he be able to get the kill? Oh, beautiful double flash there from Ezreal and picking up the double kill on him. So great work there, and they'll pick up the top turret. So really extending that lead. Now we do have the dive here onto Janna. Kennen dropping to very low health. Ezreal yes, he should be able to pick it up. So 3 kills there for Ezreal within the space of a minute. Top lane as well. And Shiggy, did you catch who actually got Dragon there? I missed it. There was just so much action so quickly.
I think, actually. I did miss it as well, as I was looking for that Kennen ult, mopping up so many of those champions.
Kennen now with 5 assists, got that haunting, guys, got that giant spell, so he's going to be quite a presence down bot lane. Although Caitlyn does have is ahead in CS with 81, she has died twice. She's got that BF sword now, got the Berserker Greaves and a Doran's Blade, looking possibly to go into IE first or Bloodthirster first. It depends on her preference really, but she'll be putting out a fair bit of damage. But unfortunately, in that case, just not enough.
Well, last game we did see her get that IE first over that Bloodthirster, so I think we're going to see that again in this game. But yeah, that was a really insane team fight there by the RiceWashers, showing that they're, even after their last game, they're not going to lose this one that easily.
Shen actually coming in there onto the blue and forcing Jarvan to get it. So that was really good work by Shen. We got Shen, Alistair and Kennen chasing the Jarvan, and Kennen will pick up the kill. So they are just really at the moment aggressing into the jungle, trying to force away those buffs and getting kills for it. So great work there.
Well, Alistair as well, picking up the boots of mobility, so I don't think you're going to see him in lane at all anymore. He's just going to be pushing and ganking lanes. So they at the moment do have the potential of two jungler slash roaming sort of champions in lanes for that just huge amount of presence they're having, and it's showing. I mean, they are 9-1 up now, and they do have just over a 4K gold lead, so they're just going to want to keep extending this lead and keep doing what they're doing and maybe push some more towers out.
Ezreal picking up the blue buff, and I would just like to quickly point out, you said earlier possibly Alistair could find himself getting under-leveled, but what he's done actually is, because he's now got mob 5s and because he's been ganking so heavily in all lanes and his presence been everywhere, he's fallen behind in comparison to his team, as we do see Ezreal on level 11, Shen level 9 and Kha'Zix and Kennen both on 10. But what he's done is, because he's been able to give presence to all lanes and get kills, we actually see him staying up with the levels of Jarvan and of Janna, and he's only one behind Caitlyn, so he's actually, his risky play, if you will, has actually paid off quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been playing really strong at the moment. I was questioning the Alistair pick in my head from the beginning, but this just showing me that Alistair doesn't always have to be played as support when he is actually picked as a support. He can just go around and roam, so just really, really smart play from this jungler.
We do have pressure here coming on the mid turret. The Cataclysm going on to Ezreal, but once again being able to Arcane Shift away. And now Jarvan caught a little bit in his own Cataclysm, but Janna ult will be able to, and Kennen coming in from the back, using his ult, picks up the kill onto Jarvan, and will he get out of there alive? In mid lane we do have Alistair, Ezreal picking up the kill onto Elise. The Shen ult onto Ezreal actually making, causing him to live there. Kha'Zix coming in from the back, picking up the kill onto Lux, and we got Kha'Zix also picking up the kill onto Janna. So great work there, stretching out the lead to 13-1 now, picking up the mid turret. So that was a 4-for-0 trade.
Yeah, they're playing so strong at the moment. I mean, Alistair using his headbutt and pulverize to sort of disrupt that J4 after he'd ultied to keep to keep Ezreal alive. I mean, Ezreal just shifting out of there anyway, so just ended up being Alistair and J4 in the J4 ult. And then Kennen just running in other side of the tower, ulting up and just taking out that Lux and not the Lux, sorry, the J4, and then Kha'Zix cleaning up the rest of them.
Really nice work there by RiceWashers, really extending that lead, and now we should you have your timer with you for Dragon, because we do see the Periwinklers heading over to that, putting the pink down, clearing out the ward, so I'd imagine Dragon is coming up soon?
Yes, Dragon should be up very, very soon.
So we'll see probably a team fight down bot lane hopefully soon, but at the moment this game's been pretty action-packed at the moment, unfortunately going in the favour of the RiceWashers, and we have Alistair now clearing out the pink, granting his team the vision, so good work by him. We got Shen also with the oracles as well, so really clearing out that vision, so they're looking to assert their dominance not only in team fights but also in map vision and awareness throughout the game. And they're able to do that as well, purely. Shen now having 10 assists, 0 deaths, so that oracles to him is quite affordable, and we're looking almost like a snowball effect now, as RiceWashers are able to pick up that oracles and get those extra wards to put down on the map.
Yeah, I feel at the moment the Periwinklers won't really be able to contend a Dragon fight at the moment, as they are an 8k gold deficit, So I think they're just going to have to give this one up to the RiceWashers, as they don't really know that Dragon has been taken, because the RiceWashers have taken out their vision.
We do have Kennen coming in down here, ulting onto, except for getting shot away, which was quite nice, except for his ult is still getting hit. We got the Lux ult coming in as well. We got the ace in the hole going on to Kennen, except for Kennen. Shen taking it for him. We have Kennen dropping down to low health. Caitlyn will pick up the kill. Elise going down to very low health as well. Shen picking up the kill, and Kha'Zix picking up the kill onto Jarvan out the back. So once again, a great trade for the RiceWashers, picking up 3 kills just to the 1 on Kennen. So good work. Now we do have Alistair going in here, except for Will back away from Caitlyn, just putting a little bit of poke down, so a little bit of harass.
Yeah, just making sure that putting that bit of pressure on Caitlyn, making sure that Shen can get that blue buff, and walk away without any harassment or chance of stealing it.
So now we
Ezreal
got
just putting a bit of pressure down on that bot lane turret as well, just poking it a bit, and we're going to see just both teams going back being and getting ready for rather a Baron or, not Baron, sorry, mid lane turret pushing or just more general laning.
Well, we do have a fair bit of a difference now in items. Ezreal's now picked up he's got the Bloodthirster, he's got the Pickaxe, he's got the Negatron Cloak, whereas Caitlyn has got the Infinity Edge, but that's really all she's got. She's gonna need to get a Zeal and start getting those items a little bit faster if she wants to put out that damage in the team fight. We've got Shen with his Sunfire Cape, so he's able to just sit in the middle there and tank for a while. We've got Kennen now saving up. He's got that Arm Guard, saving up for that Zhonya's, which everyone knows on Kennen is so frustrating when he pops his ult and then Zhonya's and your team is just eating damage. So he's going to be looking to build that. On Kha'Zix we got the Mana Moon, we got the Hex Drinker, so fair bit of magic resist coming up from the RiceWashers just to mitigate some of that Lux and Elise damage, so good work there and a good item choice by them.
What do you think, Lord Fries, that the Periwinklers are going to have to do to get back into this game? Because at the moment they are nearly 10k behind, and they are losing those dragons and constantly losing team fights, so...
And talking about team fights, we've got another one here. We've got Shen taunting onto Elise. Lux actually catching the bind onto Shen, ulting as well, putting a fair bit of damage out. And now we do have Jarvan coming around from the back, except we're going to back off. Ezreal just zoning him out a little bit. With that kill, we've got Alistair coming around as well. Will they dive onto Jarvan? Yes, they will. Oh, beautiful headbutt, and Cataclysm will not save him. So Kha'Zix picking up the kill. Beautiful work there again from them. And Shiggy, to answer your question, what can they do at this stage? They need to stay grouped, really. They need to get vision. They need to stop getting caught out, and they need to start putting the team fights on their grounds instead of the RiceWashers. Because at the moment, the RiceWashers are in their jungle. They're the ones forcing the fights, and it's not going well for the Periwinklers. So if they're looking to win this, they need to start grouping up, start moving as a team, clearing out the vision in their jungle, buying oracles, and they need to start almost picking off, if you will, members. Because now with 202 Shen, 40 Ezreal, 4-1 Kennen, 402 Kha'Zix, there is a lot of shutdown gold to be had, and if they do pick up a couple of these kills and get those shutdowns, it might actually lead into a snowball. So that's what I feel they need to do. But we do have down bot Shen and Kennen putting pressure onto the bot turret and Kha'Zix as well. Now, so that bot turret will go. So out to over 10k now. And a fair bit of damage coming in from Kha'Zix at the moment, and once again just being able to ward inside that wall, just grant vision. I think at the moment Periwinkler's just getting outplayed.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. I mean, they've got that range as well that I feel they should be using the range from Caitlyn and Lux more than they are, but then they do have that Alistair and that Kennen, and Kennen keeps engaging with his ult and making it so easy for Alistair to just jump in, knock them up, and really help secure those kills.
We had a 3-on-1 down bot lane there. Elise just getting caught out. Went in on Kennen popping the ult, stunning her, waiting for Ala and Kha'Zix to come in and then picking up the kill. So Elise just playing a little bit too aggressive there, trying to pick up that Kennen kill and unfortunately not getting it. Meanwhile, Ezreal and Shen earlier did pick up the top turret and now pushing onto the inhibitor. The top inhibitor, so they're going to have to find a way to deal with that. Lux coming over as well. Will she be able to catch binding onto Jen? Yes, she will. The CC coming in from Jarvan. Ezreal ult going down. Will they be able to pick up? Lux ult coming in, not being able to finish him off. Ezreal continuously poking and kiting at the moment, except for Caitlyn and Janna still chasing. Will they be able to? No, they're not going to be able to continue that chase. So just back. Very little health.
Well, they did have to pull all the people from bot lane defending that turret as well to try and save that top inhibitor. I feel that the RiceWashers probably may have been able to even push bot turret when they did do that, but they decided to just back off, wait for that next dragon engagement. I feel if the Periwinklers at the moment, they lose the next team fight, it could be a GG from here. They are that far behind. I feel they're going to struggle to get back into this game.
They really need to play smart from here if they want to turn this around. The gold lead is over 12k now, and it's only at the 23-minute mark, so quite a differentiation between the teams at the moment in terms of items. So they're going to have to play very smart, and Lux's name, we need more gold. That is that is exactly what they need right now. They need more items, and unfortunately an uncontested dragon here going to get picked up as well by the RiceWashers. So Kennen, Shen and Kha'Zix picking that up. Ezreal coming in here just to get the KS. Oh, misses it. Poor Kennen picks it up, so no extra gold for Ezreal there, but he doesn't really need it. 4-0-10, he's got that Quicksilver Sash now as well, so if he just does get caught out by a Lux Bind or by a Cocoon from Elise, he's going to be able to get out of that. So great survivability item there from Ezreal, making sure he doesn't get caught out in any of these team fights.
What I'm surprised about as well is this Lux's CS in this game. Last game when he played Zed, he was about 250 CS by the 25-minute mark. As you can see now, he is 100 CS lower than he was in the last game. So that Z ban by the RiceWashers was a very, very important ban for them. And I think you're going to see that in the next game as well if it goes to one more game.
So we have now Elise poking out here, getting very aggressive on Kha'Zix and Kennen, but does have the backup support from Jarvan and Caitlyn, and both teams are just gonna back off. Jarvan about to walk over a ward, but we've also got Shen split pushing up top lane, taking that inhibitor. Janna putting as much damage as she can, but Shen just quickly dashing away, and I think he'll be able to get away with taking minimal damage. Lux defending mid tower against Alistair and Ezreal. Ezreal poking onto Caitlyn now as well with that Essence Flux missing, but that's alright. Kennen poking down onto Jarvan at the moment. So you do have split pushing on all three turrets here, so lots of pressure. Shiggy, how are they supposed to deal with this?
I really don't think they can. I mean, even if they do try and stop that Shen from taking that inhib, he does have his ult up. So he can ult back down and push bot or mid turret, depending on which turret they can actually get to. So it's really hard for the Periwinklers at this stage of the game to try and get back in. I mean, that Elise was playing so aggressive, but I feel she can't be playing aggressive at this stage of the game. She's just eating damage.
We do have 4 members of the Periwinklers and also the RiceWashers coming in, except for we do have Ezreal just burning down Lux and Janna. Kha'Zix coming in as well, picking up the triple kill, and will he get the quadra kill? Yes, I believe he will. Quadra kill for Ezreal coming out there, just able to stay at the back and put that damage onto the Periwinklers. So inhibitor for bot lane going down. They should be able to pick up this turret as well. Only Elise is alive at the moment for the Periwinklers. That's not going to be enough to defend off this turret, and we actually have
yeah, that was really, really hard for the Periwinklers to get back into that game. I mean, they did, as soon as they got that tower down, the RiceWashers knew they could engage. That Shen ult did come down. It was a 5-on-4. They engaged, they caught them out. That Kennen ult did go down, and they did just mop up the very, very far behind Periwinklers at that stage. So thanks all for watching this game. We will have one more game, as it is 1v1 so far for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see who takes away this game, as it is the first game in the finals, the first round in the finals, sorry. Both teams have a win. Next game decides which team goes through. Bear with us while we just wait for the next game to set up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back here for this map 3, or game 3 of 3, with both teams going one apiece at the moment. That last game there was pretty unbelievable and went over pretty quick. I think made it to 21-22 minutes, but we're here for the deciding one. And back with us is Shiggy once again and Lord Fries. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome back, man. I mean, that ban on Zed was really, really devastating to Periwinklers, and it showed off in that game as Lux did fall behind quite a lot. So I'm going to be interested to see whether if they ban out Zed again, as I can't see what's happening at the moment. So Lord Fries, you're going to have to take this away and tell us what's happening in this game.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. We don't see a Z ban at the moment this game. We see a Nasus, Draven and Thresh, and we have MF, Shen and Hecarim being banned. So all pretty common bans really. We see Shen getting banned out, which he was left out last game and picked, and as we talked about earlier, his split pushing just was really strong, as well as his ult to be able to get those ganks down bot lane. We have Jarvan being instantly picked here, which probably would sit in jungle, but he was once again really strong last game, and the game before with his Cataclysms. And we do have now Lee Sin being hovered over. Perks, Shiggy, what would you think about a Lee Sin pick?
It's going to be interesting. I haven't seen Lee Sin jungle for quite a long time at this sort of level. I mean, I've been seeing a lot more of the Hecarim and the Jarvan and the Nasus, but because Nasus has been banned and his go-to Shen has been banned as well, because of just how strong he was in that last game once he decided to actually get that split pushing going. At least Sin might be very, very strong for him at this stage.
We do see, instead of the Lee Sin, we see Nautilus being picked up, which I'd imagine for jungle, as Lulu's also been locked in. Both very strong champs at the moment. Nautilus providing so much CC from the jungle, and also he's had his recent armor buff, so making him that extra bit tanky in team fights, which is always good to see on Nautilus. And we do see Lulu getting picked up as well, so really strong support, but also could be played mid lane or top lane. So not gonna assume Lulu there in support, but what we see coming out is Alistair Cogmore. And Alistair pick in support, I'd imagine. But Shiggy, can you please explain why Alistair was so effective last game?
Well, Alistair did. He got that early blue buff, and he went down bot, got those early kills down bot with that Shen gank, and then just started roaming and just creating havoc throughout the whole game. I mean, he probably would have only spent a few minutes actually laning with that Kennen that was down bot lane, because I think he really just ignored mid lane, just as that Ezreal seemed to just do so well against Lux in a 1v1 lane. Just having that constant movement, by a Shen and a Alistair just devastated their team, and they got that early lead. and they just never looked behind from there.
We have Ezreal and Kennen being picked up, so 2 champions we saw last game, and Ezreal once again being picked, and I feel that was just because last game he was able to get, arcane shift away from Jarvan ults and stay out of CC, and he ended up getting a quadra kill in the enemy base last game, so he was played quite strong. We saw him actually go mid. And Kennen go against the 2v1 lane down bot against the AD carry and support. We'll see whether they do that again this game. But Ezreal being a really strong pick for them. His skill set is so amazing for an AD carry, and we see Schweino, good old Schwain and Vladimir being picked up. So two very strong APs, and Shiggy, please talk to us about this Schwain. Or Swain, sorry, and Vladimir.
Vlad is a personal favourite of mine. I mean, Schwain does beat Vladimir in lane. One of the only champions that will beat Vlad in lane. So it's an interesting pick. But it's all going to pay out to who gets that jungle presence and how early one can get above the other. As it will be early on, it will be such an even lane. I mean, getting that early blue to Swain will devastate that Vladimir early if they are laning against each other.
Swain not being the most popular champion at the moment. He generally is played in the mid lane, so I'd imagine that is a mid lane Swain and a top lane Vladimir. But Swain at the moment, from what I've seen, he just seems to get bullied a little too much in lane by champions such as Nivea and Karthus and Kassadin, and we'll see what he actually does with the Swain pick. I'd imagine he's versing a Kha'Zix or a Kennen, depending on whether Kha'Zix goes mid or Kennen goes mid, or even possibly an Ezreal going mid, as we saw last game. So we'll really see what he's up against. We've got Vladimir running Flash and Ghost as well, which is quite acceptable on Vladimir, as he provides a lot of champion. He doesn't really need that ignite or a teleport. He's that Ghost and Flash gives him so much mobility and be able to get away from incoming ganks and let him to chase down enemies if he does need it.
I personally am surprised about this Kog'Maw pick. I mean, I have not seen Kog'Maw played in a long time. Personally, I do love Kog'Maw, but his movement is so small. Like, he is an easily targeted and easily jumped on champion, so it's going to be interesting to see how he positions himself, whether he does just sit at the back and try and nuke them down with his ridiculous range that he has, or whether that they can engage and get onto that Kog'Maw if he overextends at all and just shut him right out of this game. Also, I'd like to talk about the so Vladimir and Sinister on the same team. Sorry, I didn't see that before. As I am still waiting to get into the game, as you can only have 2 spectators, so it's going to be interesting. That Vladimir will be rather in a solo lane if they do what they did before, or will be against Kennen up in that top lane. So I'm interested to see what Brave Flareon picks, whether they'll have that Kennen in mid or whether they'll have that Kennen up top lane, or they may do the same thing and have that solo Ezreal in mid and have that solo Kennen down bot. And they do end up picking that Kha'Zix as well, sorry.
Yeah, Kha'Zix is going to get picked here, so strong choice by him. And Kog'Maw, being the hyper carry, is going to have to find a way to live. He's got good support in Alistair and Jarvan and Swain's Snare as well, so he should be able to get the protection he needs, but it'll be up to Kha'Zix, Kennen and Nautilus to really dive in on him and get the kill, and if they don't, it will be devastating. As everyone knows, Kog'Maw in game is the highest DPS champion out of all the 80 carries when he gets his build up, so they're really going to have to nuke him down, if not bully him in lane and make sure he's slow to get those items and Ezreal and Kha'Zix and Kennen can get those item advantages on him early.
Well, yeah, that Alistair is going to have to spend a lot of time protecting that Cogmore, because as soon as someone like Kha'Zix gets on top of that Cogmere can say sayonara, man, he's going to be dead within the blink of an eye. So, going to really need to position himself. I mean, he doesn't have that phase shift like Ezreal has, so he's going to be really, really struggling in any sort of team fight unless he can position himself well enough to stay out of these team fights.
Well, as we saw Alistair in the previous game, he got those mob vibes and he roamed a lot. He was able to do that because he had a Kennen who was down bot lane, who is a decent 2v1 laner. But with Cogmore being his support, it's going to be interesting to see whether he does roam as much as the last one did. And if so, are they then able to push Cogmore and possibly dive him to get those kills on him? So it would be interesting to see whether Alistair is a more supportive, or whether he's more supportive for Cogmore, or whether to see whether he's more supportive for his team roaming and ganking.
What we didn't mention before as well was Alistair was picked up by Periwinklers this time, not by but by RiceWashers.
RiceWashers. That's alright.
So they did want to get that Alistair and make sure that the RiceWashers don't have him this time, because he was such a strong champion in that last game, having just ridiculous lane presence for a support and letting that Kennen just farm on his own. So it's going to be interesting to see whether this Lulu does the same thing and they do let that Lulu just try and roam and try and put that lane presence on, or whether they do just have that Ezreal Lulu down bot lane and have a Kennen or Kha'Zix in mid or top to go up against that Vladimir.
It'd be interesting to see whether there is any lane switches. Actually, Vladimir being a strong 1v2 laner, so I'd imagine they wouldn't switch lanes against him. But it will be interesting as well to see whether there's any team fights early on. It's Perksy, what do you think? Do you reckon we're going to see any invades?
As you see there, we have the pause, so we got plenty of time to talk about this. I mean, in the first game we saw an invade, but it didn't really work out too well, as both teams sort of just poked away, like not really poked away, but like warded each other out of it and just sort of scared each other off. I mean, I feel we're going to just see the same thing. We're probably just going to see people warding up, protecting their own buffs. I personally, they do have an Alistair. If he can get in position and catch one of them out, he could be devastating. And they do have a Nautilus for that dredge line. If Nautilus can connect a dredge line with the Lulu slow as well, it could be ridiculous for them either, but it could also backfire and you may see people dying. So I feel they don't have neither team really has such a great invading team at the moment. So I think they're better off if they just get their own blues and just try and lane.
Bear with me here, Shiggy. So I'm just having a couple client problems on League of Legends, so I'll be into the match soon. But as for now, it's up to you to keep these viewers interested.
That's right. What
was fun, man. I mean, we are. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's
Simon.
right. I was just going to say, of course, in this downtime, we might as well give a big shout out here to BenQ, M-Wave, and OCZ, the sponsors for this season of Pro Leagues, League of Legends, on cybergamer.com.au. So a big shout out to them. And interesting enough, two of the guys, the reason this game is a little bit delayed, two of those guys are playing at a net cafe, and they went and headed off to Mid-City. They did. And I know on the weekend we had a few guys from Mid-City who kept disconnecting, had all sorts of problems. So maybe that's a little bit of this. Though we have had, I don't think last game we had any pauses, did we? But the game before, I think there was one or two. Though this one...
Yeah, I think we had 2 pauses in the first game, and the last game was over so fast that I don't think there was any time for these pauses.
There was no time for pauses. What pause? So this one coming down to nearly 3 minutes consumed already. So let's hope the boys can get in here quickly. Here we go. So we're back up now, and Lord Fries shouldn't be too far away here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'd also just like to ask all the people watching to just follow Team Down TV, as we will be showing as much Pro League Cyber Gamer League of Legends matches as we can, and the more you support us, the more we can do. So just show us your support by following, clicking the follow button down there.
Also, feel free to give us feedback in the stream as well. If we're doing stuff right, let us know. If we're doing stuff that you think we can improve on, let us know.
Yeah, we're always looking for positive feedback, guys. Or anything that we can improve on, as Lord Fries was saying. So don't be afraid to actually say something. Also, give a shout out to which team you think is going to win this last game of the first round of the finals. So
30 seconds until minions spawn.
On the blue side, we do have the Periwinklers, and we may be seeing an invade by them at the moment as well. And I don't think that the RiceWashers have any idea about this.
Lulu hitting actually is slow, so they do see them coming in there. Ping's going down at the moment, so no real initiation at the moment. Periwinklers just backing off at the moment, so lots of aggression there from the Periwinklers, but it won't be actually followed up with anything. I think they're just going to return and go to their own buffs.
Well, Alistair did manage to put that ward up. I mean, Periwinklers already getting so much ward coverage, already have 3 wards down. So I feel in this game they're just going to be going for that vision, and I feel vision just wins games so easily. So they don't want to throw this one the same way that they threw the other one, by just getting caught out of position constantly.
Nautilus starting red buff here for the RiceWashers. So Nautilus starting red could mean one of two things: either one, an early gank in mid or top lane, that level 2 gank, or if he could be possibly clearing it just to get that red buff, get that extra AD, so he can clear blue faster. If it was a smartless switch, it was. So he just might head down to blue now and quickly clear that one. And Shiggy, talk to us about the lane switch that you see has come in.
Well, I'm excited to see. I mean, I feel they realised that Inflicted was going to go mid again and make that Kennen a solo lane against the AD carry and support, as he did so well last game. But Shadowcats and KWH are too bright for that, and they've decided they're going to play mid as well and just make sure that this Vladimir can end up laning down bot lane against this Kennen being played by Brave Flareon.
What this also means is both AP mids generally, but not this game, won't be able to gank then as freely and roam as freely. What you'll see is actually possibly a bit of support roaming. So you might see Alistair going up lane or bot lane for a gank, or you could even see possibly Lulu coming in for a gank. We do have a leap onto Swain from Kha'Zix, but just trading a little bit of damage and nothing really happening there.
What do you think each team's going to have to do in this in the start? Oh, in mid we have a fight. We have Dredgeline getting hooked onto the KWH, but then both teams just being able to easily back away, as Kog'Maw's range is too strong for Inflicted, and the damage he is putting out is too great at this time.
Oh, a lot of damage going on to Ezreal there in mid, and actually when Nautilus came in, it almost an insta-flash from Kog'Maw there, so that wasn't a complete waste of a gank from Nautilus. They did blow the flash out from Kog'Maw, which leaves him a little bit more vulnerable in mid lane, but we do also see a lot of damage coming on to Ezreal, so he's had to be, so Kog'Maw just getting up in CS at the moment, going to 25. Now we do have Jarvan and Nautilus up top lane here, going in both onto Jarvan. Jarvan dropping very low health. Will they be able to pick up the final kill? Kha'Zix coming in, except Kha'Zix turning around, getting the first blood onto Jarvan, and then we do have Swain killing Kha'Zix, returning a bit of the damage, and now we do have Swain dropping to very low health as well. Is Nautilus? Yes, he will be able to pick up the kill onto Swain with that minion damage. So 2-for-1 trade there, and now we do have a lot of damage coming in onto Kog'Maw, except for I don't think Ezreal is going to be able to follow up. No, so Kog'Maw just going to B&B safe there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that minion damage too strong at the moment, man. But yeah, without that Alistair also in mid lane, Kog'Maw is really going to struggle. So Alistair's going to have to set, if he wants to roam, he's going to have to start setting up Kog'Maw to the point where Kog'Maw can just sit at the back and just get all this CS, or Ezreal and Lulu are going to have to try and push the lane so Kog'Maw can sustain under his tower, but they are doing such a good job at the moment of freezing that lane.
So Kha'Zix with that first blood money able to go get his tiers now, so he's going to start getting up those ticks on the tiers. We have Swain being as well getting his tiers, so both top laners there just going to be able to start using a bit more of their moves, and we do have damage coming in onto Kha'Zix here, but he's just going to quickly chomp on a pot and regain that health pretty quickly. We do have damage both onto Vladimir and Kennen here trading, except once again chomping them pots away and just returning to full health.
I'm interested to see how this Swain v Kha'Zix goes up top lane, because Kha'Zix is known for just chomping away at mids and just being able to mess them up, but Swain being just that unconventional mid, just being so strong in sustain and just being able to get that early tiers as well after picking up that kill on Kha'Zix, as well as they did go 1-for-1. It's just going to be interesting to see who gets that advantage over the other.
Yeah, and just in mid lane, we just have a bit of poke going on to both champions. Kog'Maw with 42 CS to Ezreal's 40, so pretty even. We have the Berserker Greaves onto Kog'Maw there, so he's just going to be able to attack a little bit faster than Ezreal, but no biggie at the moment. And we have Jarvan camping down bot lane, waiting for Kennen, going in on Kennen now, and not going to be able to pick up any more damage. So Kennen,
we do have a wasted Vladimir ult as well, so Kennen pulling out that ult away from Vladimir, doing really well in that trade.
Now in mid lane here we do have Nautilus chasing Alistair. Will he be able to get onto him with the Dreadline? Yes he does. He pulls in Alistair, except Kog'Maw putting out a lot of damage onto Ezreal. Ezreal running behind, and now the ult coming in onto Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw now backing off, as well as Alistair, and Jarvan going to be coming in to give support. He's actually going in onto Lulu here. Lulu forcing the flash, very low health, and now we have Ezreal arcane shifting, and we have actually Nautilus picking up the kill onto Kog'Maw. The Dreadline actually hitting Jarvan as well. Lulu dropping to very low health with that Kog'Maw passive, but is going to be able to live. So a 2-for-0 trade there.
I feel that Alistair's did really good to keep them off that Kog'Maw, but the Kog'Maw just got really greedy for that kill, went back in on health that he couldn't actually sustain, and just got killed, and it actually cost Alistair his life also.
And we do have Swain diving onto Kha'Zix there, getting the kill, and actually his ultimate there healing him just enough to be able to live through that damage. So great work there by Swain.
We do have Nautilus as well, stealing that blue buff away from J4. But yeah, as I was saying before, it will be interesting to see that Swain v Kha'Zix top lane. I mean, because Swain's does a lot of damage to Kha'Zix.
Beautiful work there by Kennen, actually. He waited and he's popped the barrier as well. Who's going to be able to get this last hit? Kennen backing off. So will minions actually pick up Vladimir? No, he'll Q and live. So that was actually really nice work by Kennen there. And he's actually coming back in with the lightning rush. Will he be able to land on the Q? No, he won't. So, and we got the flash from Vladimir, and no, the pot will just be able to save Kennen as well. So a bit of a wasted flash there from Vladimir. But what I was talking about earlier was great work from Kennen. What he did was Vladimir was under the tower, and as Vladimir went in for that dive, he Q'd onto Kennen, forcing Tara aggro, and Kennen actually got the stun onto him under the tower, so it forced Vladimir to pull under the tower, and that was when Kennen ulted and went in for the kill, but just not able to get it onto Vladimir.
Yeah, Vladimir and Kennen both playing so well, and both playing so passively at the moment as well. Just not very passively, but just pulling away at the right time and trying to get the advantage, and not making sure that they die while they're trying to get those advantages.
In mid lane here, we do see Nautilus coming in and actually, oh, beautiful kill there actually by Ezreal onto Cogmore. But what we had was Nautilus coming in, pulling Alistair, ulting onto Cogmore to CC him. Alistair just getting a little caught out, eating a lot of damage from Ezreal, but unfortunately he was able to get away. Jarvan coming in with the Cataclysm, but once again, Ezreal just arcane shifting out, and then being able to go in and collect that Cogmore kill. Once again, Cogmore just getting caught out, a little too aggressive. We do have Jarvan coming in here onto Ezreal, Swain flashing, popping the ult, barrier comes out from Ezreal, poking, and will they be able to pick up a kill here? Nautilus coming in as well, throws the Dreadline, misses it, Jarvan dropping to very low health, Swain eating a poke from Ezreal, but both champions will live here. And we do have the ult coming in from Ezreal, but ooh, just missing Jarvan, so good work there by Jarvan, smart enough to just go out of the middle of the lane to miss that Ezreal. And we do have now Kha'Zix just poking on the tower on top lane, Swain coming in, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much about that.
As you can see now as well, we do already have such a big lead by the RiceWashers. They just showing how strong they are, especially with that Ezreal. That Ezreal making sure that he's not wasting his flash for unwanted, and using his shifting at the right times to be able to get those kills on Cogmore, who seems to be overextending just a tiny bit too much at the moment.
Yeah, Cogmore just getting caught out a little too much here, so he's going to have to play careful just in mid lane now and really just let that Alistair protect him a bit more. We do have more poke coming out from Vladimir and Kennen here. Kennen, this game building that cages now, and we do have mid lane here. We got Nautilus coming in onto that Alistair. That Alistair melting from that Ezreal, and Ezreal now picking up that killing spree. He's now 3-0-1, got that pickaxe, got that longsword, got the Doran's blade, and he's putting out a fair bit of damage, and he's also picked up blue buff, so he's gonna be quite aggressive here and be able to throw out those Qs and those essence fluxes and really pressure Cogmore. So Cogmore again getting assistance from Jarvan here, which actually means that frees up potential ganks for Kha'Zix and Kennen, because Jarvan's having to spend so much time in middle protecting this Cogmore and protecting this Alistair, so not good signs there.
Yeah, Ezreal just being able to, as we said earlier, Cogmore's going to struggle with this positioning all game. I mean, he's not the most viable AD carry at the moment because of the movement and such high engagement from this Nautilus. He's just going to struggle all day.
We do have the Kennen ult coming down there on bot lane onto the Vladimir. The Vladimir trying to get away from the Nautilus, but Nautilus just seeing him so much. He's turning and trying to burn the Kennen. Will he be able to get the Kennen? No, he will not. So Nautilus picking up and Kennen getting away with... hold on. Kennen... Oh, actually, no. Kennen will die to minions.
CS damage too strong again.
Yeah. Wow.
Jeez.
That is unlucky from Kennen. I was just about to click on him to see how much health he had, but the minion just chaosing Vladimir there, but it's alright because Vladimir will get the kill for it, so all good.
That
in
barrier
mid-lane.
working really, really well for that Kennen as well. It saved him quite a few times against that Vladimir. But that time it was just slightly unlucky that CS damage managed to kill him, as he did poke back and hit one CS on the way back.
So in mid lane here we do have a bit more poke, and now up top lane we do have Jarvan and Swain DPSing that turret. We have the ult coming across from Ezreal, just trying to be able to damage those creeps, so it will push the line back a little bit, a fair bit of damage. I don't think they'll be able to get it, no, they do not have the creep support, so Jarvan and Swain both just backing away there. Kha'Zix rushing back to his top lane and try and save it. Nautilus going to race, and in mid just once again have a bit of a poke war between Ezreal, Lulu and Cogmore Ali. And we do have Nautilus coming in from the side here. Nautilus has actually bought an Oracle, so he's going to be able to clear out those wards now, and he's really good. He's actually about to walk into Swain and Jarvan. This is not good for Nautilus. No, both of them backing away. Actually, they didn't see Kha'Zix on the map, so they didn't know where he was, so they're backing away. Nautilus being able to clear that, and he's actually walking into 3 of them here, and no, they're just going to let him walk away again.
I feel at this stage as well they are behind and they can't afford to engage on the wrong engagement and get further and further behind.
And Alistair here getting caught by the dredge line from Nautilus. We have the ult coming down, and wow, Cogmore just being caught out there by Kha'Zix, by Ezreal and by Lulu, so getting absolutely shredded there. So that is a 1-for-0 trade, and I guess that aggressiveness from Nautilus did pay off because his team came and supported him. So not good news there at all.
That's just really showing how good a communication they have. I mean, they do now have a 3.2k gold lead, and I don't think, showing especially from the last game, I don't think they're really going to let this one fall behind. They were just so good at maintaining their lead last game and just making sure that every little play they did in map, every bit of map control they had was just used.
We do have the flash coming in here from Swain, actually, to try to get to the fight. Now we have the flash from Kha'Zix getting out of the Jarvan Cataclysm. We've got Poke coming down. The E and the no won't be the Q from Jarvan. So more Poke up on the top lane there from Jarvan and Swain. But Lulu and Kha'Zix both able to get out alive there. And now Kha'Zix chewing on that health pot. And will he be able to save and push away these creeps to let his tower live? It's only on 419 health, so a couple hits from Swain and Jarvan will kill it, but is Kha'Zix going to be able to protect it? And Nautilus killing Vladimir down bot lane. And Alistair also picking up the kill onto Ezreal, diving in onto mid tower. So good work there from Kog'Maw and Alistair.
We will also be seeing mid tower drop as well, so that will help get Periwinklers back in this game.
Great work there from top lane and Kog'Maw and Alistair. And we do have here Jarvan going in and Swain on very low health, except for Swain, his ulti again, just letting him the spell vamping, getting him to be able to get the kill onto Kha'Zix and live. So great work there by the Periwinklers, and this is what they need to come back. They need these sorts of trades, they need these sorts of towers, and now we see Alistair and Kog'Maw taking away the red buff from Ezreal and from Nautilus. So good work, and I don't think this game's just yet over, Shiggy. It's only a 1.9k gold difference. I think this game is going to come down a little bit to who plays better in the team fights and endgame, except for now we do have Nautilus coming in onto Kog'Maw, Kog'Maw forcing the flash, and he's going to get caught by that dredge line. Ezreal picking up the kill, and he's not going to be able to follow up onto the Alistair. Swain and Jarvan coming in to support him.
Yeah, it's just this Ezreal at the moment as well. It's just doing Ezreal and Nautilus, sorry, just doing so much damage, and Nautilus just having so much CC and lane presence at the moment is really being devastating to that Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw just getting caught out every single time. Alistair really not being able to help him out, as Nautilus does have so much of that CC. And they do just pick up a dragon there to increase their gold lead by around 3k.
Yep, so now the gold lead's out a little bit more, but it's alright. The Periwinklers should and have been able to actually outplay to a certain degree in a couple of the cases. So they're looking now to just, they need vision, they need wards, and hopefully they're able to just get a couple kills here and there and bring that gold lead back to even. So here we go, we've got Swain coming in, except for no, not going to be too aggressive there. We've got Jarvan and Swain pushing mid now. Alistair, Kog'Maw returning top, and Vladimir down bot lane.
I'm actually surprised as well that Alistair has blue buff and that Swain didn't manage to pick that one up.
So let's talk about items here, Shiggy, at the moment. We got Jarvan now picking up the locket. We have Alistair with his sight stone, the elo stone. We do have a fair bit of damage coming in from here. Beautiful Ezreal ult hitting Swain, except for Swain just going to be able to walk away from that one. So no real big trade there at the moment. So as I was saying, we got the Zeals now onto Kog'Maw, as well as the Pickaxe, the Berserker Greaves, the Vampiric Scepter. Swain now 3-1, has his Tears, has his Arm Guard, has a Catalyst, has that Blasting Wand. So items slowly being built here, but surely being built, and soon we're going to see a couple of those big items, those tier 2 and tier 3 items, wrap up for them, and hopefully then a fair few team fights will come down soon.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean, even with the kills going so far in one 10-5 in RiceWashers' way, the Periwinklers are doing so well at just keeping up in CS. I mean, they're not behind at all. Vladimir actually slightly in front. Swain's only slightly behind by 5 CS. and Cogmore actually, after dying 4 times, still within 3 CS of Ezreal. So making sure that each death they get isn't putting them too far behind, only just the kill goal that they are losing from it.
So we have mid tower for the Periwinklers here going down to Ezreal, Lulu and Nautilus, not being able to save it in time, and Kha'Zix taking top tower as well. So the gold lead now stretch out to about just under 5k. We got Swain coming in here on Kha'Zix. Don't think he's going to be able to do much. He's just waiting in the bush, and here we go. Swain coming in. Kha'Zix leap away, and will Swain be able to catch him? He's actually flash for it. He's caught him with the snare. His ulti's on. Kha'Zix turning, throwing his W out, and will flash away to safety. So Swain not going to be able to pick up that one. Now in mid lane we do have Nautilus going on to Jarvan there with the Dreadline, but both of them going to back away. So safe play, no one going down there from either team.
Yeah, I feel even with the lead that Nautilus has, Jarvan's still so scary. I mean, he does have that locket and a ruby crystal, so he is that tank that they need from the Periwinklers. So if he can just get a good engage and help that Alistair also get in there and knock up their Ezreal or their Kha'Zix or their Kennen for that matter, and actually help that Cogmore and Swain and Vlad burn them down, well then that would turn these team fights right around.
So I've already talked about the items quickly for the Periwinklers. I'll talk about it for the RiceWashers. Now on Nautilus we just saw that Aegis of the Legion being picked up, so that's going to mitigate a fair bit of damage there and coming out from the Periwinklers. We also got him picking up an Elixir, an Oracle's Elixir, so he's going to be looking to clear the wards. We've got the Ancient Golem on him, which is going to provide a fair bit of tankiness. Lulu has that Locket, has that Sightstone. Ezreal now wrapped up the Infinity Edge. He's got that Vampiric Scepter, got the Berserker Reeves, he's got that Elixir in his pocket just in case he needs to live or do that extra bit more damage. On Kha'Zix we do have the Mana Moon now and the Hex Drinker, so pretty standard builds coming out from him. And Kennen, we see the Haunting Guys, the Hex Tech, Cages and a Giant's Belt, so he's starting to get those big items coming out. And in the mid lane we do have Lulu and Nautilus putting some damage down on Alistair, but nothing really. They're just going to back away, make sure not to lose our Oracles on Nautilus and just play safe and clear some more wards here, denying them the vision.
Yeah, especially with Dragon just about to come up as well. The main aim of this is just to be able to get the vision for Dragon, and the next team fight will probably be Dragon if there is a team fight, as we see Vladimir being.
Well, we see no Oracles from the Periwinklers at the moment, whereas for the RiceWashers we do see it on Nautilus, and he has those mob fires as well, those mobility fire boots to get around and clear those wards, as which you see he's doing right now. He's there, that fresh pink just put down, boom, gone, 25 gold, rewarded. So the RiceWashers are doing better in terms of vision, both denying and asserting it for themselves. So I'd imagine to see Dragon up very soon, and once again Nautilus with that Oracle is just being able to provide that visions for him. So I don't know whether the Periwinklers are going to try and contend it. There is all 5 members down bot lane for them, no one top lane, so we might see it, and once again Nautilus clearing those wards out.
Yeah, I really feel they're going to need to either get an Oracles themselves, otherwise they are just constantly spending money on these Oracles that are getting taken out instantly by Nautilus.
So here we go, we do have dragons spawning right now, and the Periwinklers are coming in slowly. They don't have any vision. There we go, we got Alistair putting down a ward. They are going to see it, but it's too late. Kennen will pick up the kill onto Dragon. Now we do have the team fight. We have the Dreadline coming into Vladimir. Vladimir going down very quickly. We have Kha'Zix actually picking up the kill onto Kennen. We got the Cataclysm coming on, hitting most of the members. We got Kha'Zix getting the double kill onto Jarvan. Ezreal getting a beautiful kill onto Kha'Zix, and now we have everyone dropping so low health, but they're all going to get away. Wow. Lulu actually picking up that kill on Alistair. So we do have Nautilus, Ezreal, Kha'Zix, all on such low health. Unfortunately for that team fight, the Periwinklers just coming off a bit worse, and that is an ace for 0 kills, and that will be middle tower, so not good news for the Periwinklers.
Yeah, it was just unlucky. I mean, we had 3 champions there from RiceWashers that went down to around 200 HP, but they just couldn't capitalize on actually getting those kills. I mean, the AoE damage from that Vladimir and the Swain is so strong but it was just unlucky they couldn't capitalize on it, and they did end up losing that trade 5-0.
Not all negatives coming out of that team fight though, because once Swain and Vladimir do start getting those couple more items, that AoE damage almost took out the entire team there of the RiceWashers. So once they're able to get a bit more tanky, actually, you might be able to see, especially if Periwinklers are able to force such an AoE heavy fight like that, you might see the actual team fight switching the other way. So not all negatives coming out there. There are a couple of positives. We do have now Nautilus and Lulu coming in to try and take away the blue buff, and beautiful smite there from Nautilus coming in. The flash coming in as well from Lulu. We got Jarvan EQing onto Lulu here. We got Nautilus providing some CC. Cataclysm going down onto Lulu and also Nautilus. We got the Lulu ult coming out, and now we got damage onto Swain. We got the ult coming down onto Swain as well. Now we have Ezreal joining the fight at the back here. Swain popping his ult, going in, tanking it, and we'll have Jarvan escaping over the wall. Nautilus still chasing. Kha'Zix coming in from the side here with Kennen, putting a lot of damage down onto Alistair. We have Vladimir coming in now, pulling under. He'll be able to get the ult off. Will he be able to pick up the kill onto Lulu? No, he'll. Yes, he will. And now we have Nautilus and also Kha'Zix and Ezreal chasing onto Vladimir, and Vladimir turning, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Kha'Zix will pick up the kill onto Vladimir there. So a 1-for-1 trade, and quite nice healing there from the Periwinklers. Jarvan getting away with low health, Alistair getting away with low health, and the snare coming out onto Swain. Will he be able to defend this top tower? I don't think so. There's just too many people here. 3 versus 1. Probably not a smart move to come. We got Dude Jarvan coming up, but not in time. That tower goes down.
I feel what you're going to see now as well is a Baron coming up very soon. As you see Nautilus going around clearing up all those wards, going to be placing wards himself, and now they're just going to be getting ready for Baron next team fight, and there will be Baron being done as well.
And now in mid lane we do see Lulu poking onto Kog'Maw here. Kog'Maw, except both teams are just going to bail away and live. They're not really going to go in on that. Now we do have Periwinklers almost starting a Baron, but I would not think that's a wise choice. There's a lot of 3 boards going down. There's enough boards there. We do have the Dreadline going onto Vladimir here. Vladimir already cooling, dropping to very low health. We have the Cataclysm onto Ezreal here, except for Ezreal still being able to live. Will he drop? Yes, he will. So Ezreal dropping to Jarvan. Now we have Kha'Zix coming, chasing down. Will he be able to get the 3rd kill? Will it be a triple for Kha'Zix? He's used the W, he's used the ult again. He's chasing. I think he'll be able to get this Jarvan, except will Jarvan be able to EQ over the wall? No. So Kha'Zix's been killed. So once again, not the best team fight there for the Periwinklers.
As you can see, man, that strategy of putting 3 wards down in Baron after they already had that their first ward taken out seemed to work really, really well for them.
Yeah, they just really wanted that vision of Baron, man. Everyone loves Baron. Look at him, he's such a lovely looking creature with his how many eyes, I don't know. And we have Lulu just clearing wards now for Baron, so unfortunately Periwinklers aren't going to be able to have sight on Baron. Four wards in the Baron pit for RiceWashers, so they're really guarding that quite strong. And now we do have Nautilus going back, getting that runic, getting a Giant's Belt. We have Lily now getting a little bit of magic resistance, making her a bit tankier. We've got Ezreal now collecting the Phantom Dancer. Kha'Zix now as well. He has got the Mirror Mana now, that's upgraded. Got the Hex Drink, he's got a BF Sword as well. So he is going to be putting out a lot of damage in team fights.
What's just been unlucky in team fights as well is this Vladimir is just getting slightly caught out by that dredge line from Nautilus every time he overextends or tries to poke those bushes, and it's just really not working out because his damage has just been taken out of team fights. And with a champion like Vladimir as well having such strong presence in team fights, being a really hard target to focus if he can position himself well, and with all that lifesteal, it's unlucky that he's being focused every single time right off the bat.
What Vladimir needs is he needs to be able to come into team fights, not necessarily be caught out straight away, and he's so good at being such a presence with his huge amount of damage and his sustain where he's almost unfocusable but at the same time putting out that much damage. Now we do have the Dreadline coming onto Jarvan here. Jarvan trying to get away, except for Kha'Zix coming down, slowing as well. We've got a 5-on-1 here, and Ezreal will pick up the kill onto Jarvan. So Jarvan just getting caught out there, and that is purely a lack of vision for the Periwinklers, but then once again that's not completely their fault. Nautilus with the Oracles clearing out that ward, and now with Jarvan down there is no smite for the Periwinklers, so the RiceWashers will come here, and I would imagine this would be an uncontested Baron, as smite is here to secure the kill, and a 4v5 right now would not go in favour of the Periwinklers.
Well, that being said, yeah, if Periwinklers decide to actually go in and try and contest this, that if they lost any of their players, they would probably also lose an inhibitor, which could also lose them the game. I mean, they're in the stage of the game where they can't make mistakes, and if they make one mistake, it could cost them the game. So they just need to play really, really passive.
So after that Baron,
just get up their vision.
After that Baron, now they've gone straight to Dragon. They're going to kill Dragon as well. Now extending that gold lead out to wait for Kennen to kill it. Kennen's just taking his time, but it's alright. Just about 15k now, so that gold lead is getting quite big. And we do have Kha'Zix now coming onto Swain, putting some damage out, except for Swain just backing off. Once again, the vision from RiceWashers is just so much more efficient, so much better than the I've got a mental blank here. Shiggy, the name of the
Periwinklers.
The Periwinklers, thank you very much for helping me. Now we do have damage coming down onto Kennen here from Cogmore. Is he going to be able to get him? He's forced the flash away from Kennen, the lightning rush as well, and he's popped barrier actually. So, that would be to save him from the red buff. So good move there by Kennen, making sure he lives. So barrier wasted. Good work there by Kennen, but unfortunately not being able to secure the kill.
Cogmore just still, even with being 062, only having 188 CS, still doing just that much damage to a Kennen who is 119 and 250-ish CS, or 245 CS, sorry.
Well, Cogmore, as everyone knows, just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes. He's now got that Infinity Edge, he's now got the Zeals, he's now got the Berserker, he's now got the Vampiric Scepter, and the Speed Dagger. So he's going to be starting to do a lot of damage, which is great news for the Periwinklers. And if they're able to protect him, we do have Nautilus coming here, ulting onto the Vladimir. Once again, just focus on the Vladimir, and actually Nautilus getting caught out in a 4v1 here, except for now we do have Kha'Zix coming down, bringing a lot of damage, plus the Kennen ult. Vladimir pulling to try and get away, Swain getting away as well. He's got the Ignite on him, and over to the right hand side we do have a lot of damage coming down now onto Cogmore. Cogmore just trying to live, except we got Kennen now coming in, putting damage down onto Cogmore. Cogmore flashing away, except for will get caught to the Nautilus, and Kha'Zix coming back in as well. So once again, the Periwinklers just getting caught out there, isolated a bit too much. Great engagement from Nautilus. He is playing fabulously this game. 6-0-14 for Nautilus. So, and this should mean a inhibitor tower here for the RiceWashers, except for no, they don't have the minion support, and Swain just wouldn't overextend as there is 5 members up of the RiceWashers. So they're just going to back off, maybe. Go B, collect some more items, and so great work there from the RiceWashers.
Yeah, what I've really loved watching about the RiceWashers is they get these leads and they make sure they don't do anything stupid like trying to burst down a tower when there's a Swain and a Jarvan up. They just make sure they get those kills and they push back and they get the advantage and they maintain that advantage. They keep up the vision that they've constantly had, yet because I'm still yet to see an Oracles from the Periwinklers, and I feel that at the moment is what's losing them this game. Not having that map vision and constantly getting caught out is actually losing them this game.
So the RiceWashers Ezreal just picking up the blue buff for him down there. We got Nautilus pushing top lane, we got Lulu and Kha'Zix pushing the mid, and we got Kennen coming in from River there as well. So I'm gonna say with that Baron buff, they're gonna look to try and push one of the inhibitor towers, Killer, and try and get an inhibitor off this Baron buff. Vladimir almost getting caught out there from Nautilus, but not going to go in. His team are down bot lane. Kha'Zix's going in onto Jarvan there, putting out a lot of damage, and now Ezreal just being able to sit at the side, poking Jarvan. Jarvan dropping to very low health. Ezreal ult coming in, actually collects Jarvan, and now we do have Vladimir coming in, pulling. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to live long. Kha'Zix's picking up the kill onto him. Kennen coming in as well now. Alistair dropping to very low health, and Swain getting dredge line and killed by Kennen. So team ace there for the RiceWashers. Once again, just being caught out. Ezreal allowed to... Jarvan was about a quarter health before that team fight started. He was just in no man's land in between the towers. Ezreal free damage onto him, and once again, just the Periwinklers picking a poor time for a team fight, and the RiceWatchers capitalizing, and that means the middle inhibitor and tower going down now, and now the RiceWatchers moving on to bottom tower, and this will make it a 7-2 tower lead, and stretching the gold lead out to 18,000 now.
Also in that team fight, that Kog'Maw got caught out again. He was in the bush that Kennen is being in at the moment, down in bot lane right next to that tower, and Kennen just tower dived, ulted, and killed that Kog'Maw to get him out of the team, because I think they still realise that Kog'Maw still does a lot of damage, even being so far behind in this game. And without that Kog'Maw, they only really have the Vlad and Swain dealing their damage, as Jarvan did get caught out there as well. So it was a perfect time to engage, and they pulled it off perfectly.
Well, what we were talking about earlier when in Champion Select, Shiggy, was Kog'Maw needs to be protected, and at the moment, in the last team fight especially, Jarvan with a quarter health, he can't protect a Kog'Maw, he'll just die too quickly, and Alistair, level 11 with, he has now 2,200 health, he only has 65 armor and 61 magic resist, so he's not very tanky at all, versus a level 18 Kha'Zix, a level 18 Ezreal, a level 18 Kennen, and a level 18 Nautilus. He can't stick around for very long to protect that Kog'Maw, which means that Kog'Maw is just getting brutalized in team fights, and this just is not good news for the Periwinklers. They really need to find a way to get a couple more items just to be able to stand and take a bit more damage, so Kog'Maw can deal out that damage and kill the members of the RiceWashers. But unfortunately at the moment, once again, the RiceWashers just asserting dominance in their jungle, taking away jungle mobs, kind of choking their gold lead. And we got pings down on Baron here from the RiceWashers, so I'd imagine Baron will be up very soon, and I have a feeling this is going to be an uncontested Baron. Ezreal picking up the dragon kill, getting that extra 1,000 gold for his team, and Baron spawning very soon as well.
Yeah, Baron did just go up. I mean, this will definitely be uncontested. If they even try to contest this, it will probably be game. They are that far behind that I feel the RiceWashers could probably kill Baron and kill the Periwinklers.
One thing I'd like to point out is almost every team fight, Nautilus's depth charge, his ultimate, is going on to Vladimir, and whoever's around is turning and burning that Vladimir, so they're really focusing him, and Vladimir now has that Zhonya, so he's able to stay alive a little bit longer, but the problem is they're just killing Vladimir really quickly, not giving him that chance to be that big AP tank in middle, putting out that much damage. So really nice work there by Nautilus. I think he's almost MVP for this game for the RiceWashers. He's played tremendously, and now we do have damage coming onto the top tower here, and we're just waiting for the minion line. We do have Ezreal coming down just to clear minions. We have Kennen going deep. He's ulting onto the team of him. Alistair headbutting him away, except for that's just pushing him further towards the next. We got Kog'Maw dying to Nautilus, and now we do have the Zhonyas coming in from Vladimir. Swain and Jarvan going to be able to make it to safety of the Nexus, and Lulu picking up the kill onto Vladimir. So unfortunately, Vladimir, that Zhonya's kept him alive for a couple more seconds, but his team left him, which was not very good. So a 3-for-0 trade, and now we have Swain and Jarvan trying to live and trying to defend the tower. Swain going down to Ezreal, and the Periwinklers Jarvan getting caught in his own cataclysm there. So probably not the best move by him, but I think at this stage they knew it was about to be GG. So there we go, 33-7, 38 minutes, good game, RiceWashers win.
Yeah, that was really well played by RiceWashers there as well. They knew that they had the advantage after they got that Baron. They could probably just push for the win. They did. They were that far. That far up. Sorry. That it didn't really like that. Periwinklers didn't really have much left in them in team fights, so they just decided they'd put the Periwinklers out of their misery. But then, that being said, both teams did really well in the first game. The Periwinklers managed to take it away, and the RiceWashers doing really, really well in the last 2 games to take it away. I'm Shiggy, and I've been here with Lord Fries, and we have been shoutcasting the first game of the finals of the LoL Pro League game versus the Periwinklers and the RiceWashers, and that's it from us. Is there anything you wanted to say, Cyanide?
Always want to say something. Thanks a lot for everyone for tuning in. If you haven't followed us, just follow us. We do have some big CG final matches coming up, and wow, for us boys, it's just about 1 o'clock in the morning. So for all you people in the all you guys in the eastern states, we certainly appreciate you tuning in and staying watching for all this time. There's a lot of love here for League of Legends. And one more, a big shout out to obviously BenQ, OCZ and M-Wave for sponsoring this season of Pro Leagues for Cyber Gamer. And obviously a shout out to Menace here, Game 1, Shiggy and Lord Fries for those other 2 games, and Shiggy, all 3 for you. So thanks a lot everyone for tuning in. We'll be back Sunday night for some more League of Legends action, and until then, like I said, don't forget to follow us. Thank you very much.